to where my boxes are. Yeah,
Nice.
excellent. All right, everybody can see me in high definition. Hello, welcome to Frenzy Freestyle Sundays on Children of Primus. Big shout out to Mike Orlotti and Spin for getting me a new camera, so I don't look like I'm coming to you live from digital hell. I look like a person.
From like the pirate radio basement.
Yeah, from an undisclosed location.
Yep. It's like, where's he this week? Where we can't reveal.
Yeah. Now you're the one that gives the undisclosed location vibes because of the black curtain behind you. Just like
Yes.
nobody knows where I'm at.
What is funny, it just reminds me of anytime I see I come across anyone's like Wi-Fi signals. There's always one that says, the FBI white van, the signal.
That's what I'd do if I could change the name of it, just something like that.
Oh, I've always changed the router names to like something funky between FBI, government, or just something else, and either clearly someone would know that's my Wi-Fi, or they'd be like, I have no idea who that belongs to.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
we have. Sorry. I'm just like orienting myself. We have boxes of things to open eventually.
Yes.
I got some stuff. You got some stuff.
I got one item.
Yeah. Just yelling at me from the other room. we're in a loopy mood. We're just with all my extended family. So.
Oh, okay, cool. You know what? Why not? I mean, it is a family day weekend.
Yeah. That's exactly we're over there, basically.
Cool. For us Canadians, I don't recall if Americans have if it's a holiday for them this weekend.
Yeah, I think it's just us because we have Family Day and it's a statutory holiday, so we get tomorrow off work.
Right.
Well, some of us do. I do. Jess happened to get it off, but yeah. So we're all gonna just sleep in and try and do things with our families. And
yes.
I got a new dresser that I might build if I got time.
Oh, okay. Well, that's always fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, robot stuff.
Robot stuff. Well, just before we get to robot stuff.
Yeah.
Calvin says, "What's up? What's up, Calvin? Thank you for joining us once again."
Thank you for joining us.
Me and my squeaky chair. So that will have to be resolved before the next show.
Yeah. Oh, I want to say something. I was explaining this to my younger sister, who is very much not in any of this, like the Transformers stuff, right? Because she was asking about the stream, and I was talking about, there's like, what do you talk about Transformers? And I'm like, there's always something going on in the franchise. And she's like, is there an animal thing going on right now? Because I've seen like posters with gorillas on them. So I was like, yes, there's a movie next year that's going to involve that. So it's all out here in the market in the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, has she seen actual posters or I'm guessing online posters of it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're on Facebook, that stuff certainly
that's true.
Shows up all over the place.
Which I think now the movie's pushed back to 2023 from what I last read somewhere.
Yeah, that's why I said next year.
Mm-hmm.
Which, however long that stuff takes.
True.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not till another year after that.
Yeah. I get. In the meantime, we have Earthspark to interest us. We've seen virtually nothing of it, but it looks really interesting.
That's true. And sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, there's no new info. Oh, there is a little bit of new info. One of the writers is named May Cat. They wrote for Cyberverse and they wrote for Kingdom, not the other two parts, just Kingdom.
Okay.
And they're going to be writing on this new show. And Cyberverse was really good, and they did a script breakdown at one point of the bits of Kingdom they wrote, and it turned out it was the good bits. And so yeah, like we have a good solid writer in the writers' room, and
Okay,
I
cool.
mentioned before Nick Roche, who did a lot of stuff for IDW, including the whole Wreckers trilogy. He for the men, the writing. He did the character designs for this, so we have like solid comic book talent on it.
Mhm.
So like we don't really know anything, but it's as a promising creative team at least. And if you liked Transformers Prime, it looks to be the exact same animation and art style. So
That is what it seems like. I mean, so far it seems to be like a 60-40 type of acceptance in terms of this new cartoon. From the comments that I've seen,
yeah,
where some people are for it, and then some are against it. Which I know within a percentage of those against it, in a sense, they kind of make us look bad because they're that percentage of like, well, it's not G1 from 1984. And I'm like, 1984 was 40 years ago. It's not going to be
yeah,
G1 from 1984.
yeah. I didn't like poll the peoples of the world, but the impressions that I got on like Twitter and stuff was people were really jazzed to see like new character designs and like brand new characters right at the forefront. Whoever they are,
Cool.
bike person, and drone girl, basically.
Bike person and
No,
drone
well, we
girl.
don't know what their names. Yeah, we don't know their names yet. Just
Hmm. Well, I'm guessing one of them will probably be RC at some point, possibly.
yeah, maybe. Though Optimus and Alita did look recognizable, so I feel like if RC showed up, we'd immediately be able to look and go, "That's RC there."
Okay.
Oh,
So,
you know what also got announced like yesterday? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, it's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I need to look up what it's called. There's a new comic book miniseries coming out, and because Nick Roche is also writing and drawing it, so
Okay.
it's that solid Wreckers content.
Right.
I'm gonna just Google this really quickly. Uh, gosh, hopefully the wiki still has this up because it was just newly announced. Oh gosh. Okay, so there's a new miniseries. Nick Roche is writing and drawing it. It's about the last surviving Transformer at the very end of the war, and they tried to keep the identity mysterious, but we saw the covers already. It's Hot Rod.
Mhm.
It's about Hot Rod at the very end of the war as the last surviving Transformer.
Interesting.
Yeah, and nobody's sure because we know IDW's ending soon, again for good.
Right.
So people are like, is this the distant future of the stuff that Brian Ruckley's writing? Like they're just going to skip the war and do an epilogue after the war, or is this its own thing? It could go either way.
Yeah, I'm thinking that would be an interesting storyline. Is like, well, the last surviving Transformer. How do you write a story onto that? Does he eventually find out there are other surviving Transformers, or is he like the only Transformer in existence at this point?
Yeah, like we just don't know yet. But I don't know, it's just interesting because Hot Rod's like Nick Roche's favorite character, so getting to write that seems like just a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going through his Twitter now, seeing if I can find out what it's called. I do not remember what it's called. uh, Come on. Tell me what it's called. Oh, here it is. Here it is. IDW Publishing's Transformers Last Bot Standing. That's the name of it.
Last bot standing. Okay.
Yeah. We don't know much about it aside from the fact that that's what it's about. And it's some kind of mini series. Yeah, so that's going to be real interesting. And
Actually,
like,
any
regardless of like,
indication of when it would be coming out?
let's see. I'm just mousing through an article real quick. Beginning in May. So
Okay,
yeah, it's
not too
coming out in
far
May.
away.
So it's pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's a 4-issue miniseries. There we go.
Nice.
So yeah, looking for more information on that.
Which, you know,
But yeah, I
at
feel
some
like
point,
at,
the information may come across the news feed on childrenofprimus.com.
yes, where we have the news feed, we have my own writings, we have our classifieds where you can buy and sell things. Just, yeah, come over, take a read, sign up, take part.
Yes.
I'm telling you, at one point there's going to be a future episode where it's going to be a post-mortem on IDW 2 once it ends, because I've been following that stuff issue by issue since it started. So
yeah, that's going to be quite a topic to cover.
yeah. Okay. So where shall we go next? I just stumbled in here without a game plan aside from how my space works here.
Well, before we jump into the unboxings, let's jump into some news and reviews. So let me switch the screen over.
Oh, gosh, look at how fluid I am. I have a frame rate and I don't have static around me. I'm just gonna be narcissistic and just admire myself in this.
We can see you.
Yeah, you can see me. I feel seen.
Once and for all.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
All right,
let's go ahead and look at that stuff.
There we go. So one of the first things.
Oh yeah, Waspinator. This is the last. This is the last full Kingdom Kingdom Beast that I'm reviewing, because the line is done now, and Pterosaur is the Golden Disc collection. So this is sort of the curtain call for the Beast Wars portion of the line. I probably have a few more Kingdom reviews in me in general, but like this is the last of the Beast Wars updates.
Okay.
Yeah. He's it's the best goon ever created, right? That's how I explain it at the beginning. Like, every show has their cannon fodder. This guy was so good at being cannon fodder that he became a fan favorite character. See that
Nice.
right there? That's his natural environment in the show. He existed to get owned.
I mean, you always have to.
There's the original
have that
figure.
one comedy, almost a sideshow character.
Yeah, and that was his job. Like, and I mentioned at the start of the article, he was on the chopping block to get killed off at the start of the show's second season because they needed to make room, and fans actually prevented that from happening because they liked him so much. So he stayed alive all the way through the show.
Interesting. Do you know the TV show The A-Team?
Yeah.
The character Murdoch was exactly the same thing, where initially the writers, I think either the writers or the executives, thought that his character was kind of too crazy next to three serious characters, and they wanted to write him off the show, and the fans kept him on.
Oh, nice. So yeah, same situation with this guy. Yeah, and this is an interesting figure in that it's they try to make it very accurate to the show, but also the realities of engineering means he's got these wasp legs all over him because they have to go somewhere when he transforms.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a really nice photo I took there at some point because he's one of the few modern figures that has working light piping. So many figures these days don't have that, but you can get a real nice glow off of him.
Okay.
Yeah. This waist coming apart.
I say, especially around, I know with the wings, with the Hasbro guys speaking in terms of the paint job for how they did some of the characters.
Yeah. And then there's Goon Squad.
Yep.
Oh, come on, me. Why didn't I? There we go. You hold him up to the light, see his eyes, and his eyes glow real nice.
Nice.
He has like Mothman energies.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, you can If you want to go on to the website, viewers, you can read my full breakdown of this guy along with all these pictures, and see how he stacks up. And I've my archive includes reviews of every Beast Wars update this line's done, because I've decided to go all in on the showcast. So
Very cool. Now let's go for.
And-
There we go. The Unrustables.
Yeah, these photos were again by Venomously Addicted Photography. Because this is an old one that I wrote back in 2018 when these were like new, but I've refreshed it so it's up to date, and we were like collaborating on this. Yeah, so this is a shame because these were some nice figures. These were a third-party company, like Mass Toys was part of it. And they made their own original property, like their whole IP. They had like a whole story on their website and everything, right?
Okay.
About these it was these little legend-sized riders, and they came with the motorcycles, and they could combine with them to make big robots. And they released like 3 figures in different color schemes and different tooling. Oh, Calvin on Facebook says we need Silverbolt. Yes, I agree, we do. They haven't reached him yet in terms of updates. I hope they get to him. I'm guessing it's talking about Beast Wars Silverbolt.
Right, that's correct.
So they put out, So they put out 3 of these guys, and then the company went kaput because Mass Toys self-destructed after like a failed Kickstarter for those Masterpiece Tetrajets. I don't know if anybody out there remembers that. And then because they were handling the manufacturing, the company went under. So these 3 wound up being like all that came out. And it's a shame because they're still really good figures. There we go. There's the bikes. And as I said in my review, like you can still get these on like most online retailer sites, or maybe in our classified section on our website, right? But they're still hanging around, so
that's cool.
I'd say they're worth picking up because they're pretty well done. Like they managed to not have some of the pitfalls of other third-party stuff. Like they weren't too fragile or too fiddly. Vintage Reviews on YouTube says they look like Bionicles. Wait, let me read that. Toy Warp Vintage Reviews on YouTube on Facebook says they look like Bionicles. Yeah, a little.
It's funny.
Zoom ahead.
I'm getting a Ghost Rider / Tron type feel of this image.
Oh yeah, you should see the combined robot mode of the orange one, because they gave him like a Ghost Rider type face once he's fully merged.
Nice.
Yeah, so the orange one was Burly / I Ride, because they did this thing where in the fiction there was like multiple of these guys that shared the same body type. So the figures came with swappable heads, so they could be multiple characters.
Oh, nice.
So the orange one was Burly / I Ride. The white one was Spectre Rogue / Spectre General, and the red guy was Otomo. Yeah, okay, that's showing them combining. Because that forms the body, and then that guy forms the inside of his torso, kind of like it's like a Power Master Optimus Prime type transformation.
Right.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I was unaware of these characters.
Yeah, but if you see that guy there, he's got like a skull on his helmet. He's got like the Ghost Rider vibes.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. So these are like masterpiece scale, which means that they're like more or less the size of a modern Voyager Transformer, or like one of the smaller masterpiece cars, like Sideswipe, those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, as Otomo just had a blank face, but he also had a big sword. Yeah. Eventually, Mark took pictures of the different heads they had. Pretenders, Calvin Lee says, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, they got some of the alternate faces for these guys being shown off. I think he came with like 4 faces, because Burly and I Ride had like regular faces and battle helmets, and then the Spectre one came with 2 heads, and Otomo again was just one guy.
Okay. Yeah, these are really nice figures.
Yeah, I'm going to confess right now. I sold them at one point when I had much less storage space, and I regret that. They're still a little bit too expensive on the aftermarket for me to just pick up again on a whim.
You know,
Yeah, there's
it
a
happens.
Spectre General, and there's this other. There's a Spectre Rogue with his big buzz saw.
Yeah, it's almost like a clown face. Like that almost makes his character look a bit crazier than the other two.
Yeah, yeah. I said it made him look like a horror movie slasher in the review.
Yep.
Yeah, like the idea was, I guess they wanted you to army build these guys so that you'd have like buy multiples and give them the different heads to be the different characters.
Okay.
Because like that's why they came with so many. And I don't get into it here because I didn't have this, but like they had this thing going on where different online retailers would have exclusive heads to make them into more characters. Like, if you bought Burly and I Ride from this store, here's heads to make another character too on top of that.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a neat idea. And so now this is basically a retrospective now because it's just like a little slice of history, right?
Right.
Yeah, and I said before, it's a real shame this line didn't get to continue past this because like they were going to do another Kickstarter. They'd shown off some like concept art and sketches and renders for some more figures.
I mean, and it's unfortunate when a good company or when a company comes out with something that is of quality and it's not able to sustain itself to continue past that.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. Like I don't know how these did, but like it was almost it was definitely totally independent of how well these guys did because like Maz Toys just had like problems behind the scenes and they had that
Mhm.
Kickstarter that failed and all. I know the Kickstarter succeeded. The masterpiece seekers never materialized and things just kind of went kaput. So like the company going under had nothing to do with these guys, which is a little bit more tragic.
Right.
Yeah, I think they did all right. I mean, you can still get them in online retailers, which is maybe not the most successful thing, but they seem to be well liked at the time in like 2018, 2019. But
Cool.
yeah, you can read my detailed breakdown on my news and review section of these guys. I go into all the features. You can look closer at these things, at those pictures. What else we got going on? Oh, those are I don't know why these are so popular, but eHobby is just selling these character cards of these guys,
Okay.
and people are going nuts over these for some reason. Um, which is, if you're really into them, like, more power to you. It's just like character cards with bio info. I don't know. I guess it's like sports cards.
Okay. You know, it's some like a lot of franchises when they become popular create kind of like baseball hockey cards for either characters artists or whatever is popular, and it's a cool extension of of memorabilia to have of that of that culture or whatever the concept is.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense. And and I don't mean to be dismissive of anybody out there who's like really about these because I'm like, yeah, they look cool. And my understanding is also that they did some like obscure character pulls too. Oh, hold on a minute, my headphones are acting up. Mhm. All right, there we are. I can't hear you at the moment. Let me just. Oh, there we go. You're back.
Yeah, no, I had my microphone on mute, the squeaky chair.
Okay, good. Because the like ambient noise behind you went away too, so I thought the problem was on my end. That's a relief.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
All right.
then
Next Transformers collaborative project figure. Ooh, this is new to me. I didn't see this. See, I'm not as online on the weekends as I am during the week. So if this just dropped, this is news to me.
okay.
AFTRA Project Trooper 1. Listing games up for the next Transformers crossover figure. The listing indicates the name and price. It's called Project Trooper and will cost $89.99. That name could basically mean anything, from G.I. Joe to Star Wars and even Starship Troopers. And they point out the listing for the Dracula crossover was Project Bat. So while the names are hints, they are not clear at all. Oh, okay. I'm about to say for $89, there better be a lot of stuff in there.
Hopefully.
Because I'm like, the collaborative pricing is all over the place. The only one that I got is, which I reviewed on my reviews, was the Gigawatt, the Back to the Future one, because I was like, the price wasn't too inflated from a deluxe, and also you could see where the money was going.
Right.
Like, Dracula's costs way too much. The Jurassic Park set looks nice, but it's really expensive. But I do feel that's like worth the money because it's like a leader and a deluxe in the box. So I'm like, there's a lot of bot in there. So it's got that going for it.
And let's switch over.
Oh, these, yeah. People are a fan of these too. They're doing Bishoujo series Transformers. I'm gonna note, I've heard this line before. They do this for like everything. They do them for horror icons. There's ones for like Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers as these kinds of things. This specific line of characters.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is like a multi-franchise thing.
Nice.
Yeah, they just did Optimus Prime and Megatron as anime girls, and those anime girls are statues. And people seem to like this.
I see. It does
which
look
again,
pretty
more
cool.
power to you.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen because they also did a line of Marvel, not Marvel, just DC characters, which, because they're already humans, were like straight, like, they weren't like radical reinterpretations like these are. I've seen those in person, and to be fair, they are like really nicely made once they're all like painted up and everything. I'm like, it's not my thing, but they are like mad detailed, because I've seen a few of them close up at like conventions and stuff.
Nice. Cool. All right, and I think do one last news for today.
Oh, okay. Officially, okay, so the headline does say it all. Beast said, nobody knows that this is a Rise of the Beasts toy, but it's being released under Cyberverse, and if you can't see in the header there because his top and bottom's cut off, but if you scroll down to a full picture, that's Bumblebee Optimus. He has the exact same head, and his legs are similar. So people are like, but he's a little bit different. So people are like, that's probably what he's going to look like in the new movie in his robot mode, albeit, chibi-fied a little bit, right?
Right.
And because the movie got delayed, they just released this in Cyberverse. But yeah, this might have given us an early, because we've seen his truck mode. It doesn't look like that, but like, that's because this is a gimmick toy, right? So they just, they do whatever. But that robot mode, that's probably a look at what our new Optimus Prime looks like in the new movie. Just, mentally edit out the panels hanging off of him and stuff.
That's quite interesting. A quite interesting look, though.
Yeah, and the head sculpt, like, dead on is just Bumblebee movie Optimus. Like, it's really accurate to that. So like that's why everybody's like, oh, this is what he looks like in the new movie. It must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really interesting. This is going to come out as a Cyberverse thing instead. And hey, look who joined us. Let's get a high definition look at Pepperoni. Oh, look at the camera. Look at the camera. There you go. Say hello to the internet. or just, get out of the frame. Whatever.
That's it. The internet's gonna go wild. Cats on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm just like, do this, and now she's the host of the show.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be talking to her instead.
I'm gonna see if I can find this one post of Metroplex. Someone 3D printed. Yeah, someone 3D printed Metroplex, and it took them about 1.5 years to make.
Oh, did they now? Is this related to that bookshelf somebody made? Because I remember seeing that, or is this a new thing?
It's, I believe it's a new thing. And it does look pretty similar to the Metroplex bookshelf, where I know that's been shared around like many times.
Yeah, well, that's real common.
Mm-hmm.
See, it turns out she's just here because she wants to eat the buttons off of my shirt, which she can't do.
Oh, but of course.
She's like, tasty buttons.
Well, I would say, how many characters do you have for today's unboxings?
Two of them, but I will note this is on easy mode because these are both redecos of toolings that I already have, so I'm very familiar with how they work already.
Got it.
One thing I did today was I have a pile of relevant figures to the ones I'm unboxing in some way for the sake of comparisons.
Nice.
Yeah, and so you got one, but it's something totally unfamiliar to both you and me. So
That's true. So, but I mean, yours are unfamiliar to me in a sense, where I mean, you guys are all on the newer characters. So I mean, even for myself,
yeah,
this guy being being an old character, but within the new releases. I mean, this will be my first jumping into this.
mm-hmm. All right. So you want me to get going? You want to get going? You want me to get things? Oh no, you're looking for that Metroplex post.
I'll keep looking for the Metroplex post. And then you start.
Okay. All right. So let me just spin this around here and get it set up. And get my water out of the way. And get a little bit more light. Ooh, I'm going to need this chair, pepperoni.
Actually, I'm going to step away for 1 minute while you set up.
Mm-hmm. Let me know when you're back.
Okay.
Ooh, I didn't see this hand coming up, and then I was like, whose hand is that? And I'm like, oh, that's my hand. So here's the two things I have, but I'm gonna wait for my my audience to return before I explain what's going on. If you know what these are, sound out in the comments. I think I'm gonna do this first because it's a little more interesting. While I'm here, I would just like to note that these come to me courtesy of my friend Andrew, who gave me a gift card for GameStop for Christmas. So I grabbed these two off of the website. So shout out to Andrew. Not TFCON Andrew, though he's a real cool dude as well, but my old friend Andrew. And
all right, I'm back.
All right, good. I was just explaining I got these technically for Christmas because they came from a gift card from a friend of mine. So I'm gonna start with this guy here, and this is interesting because this is technically the first Legacy thing that has been released and that I have. And this is a Legacy Lift Ticket, and what he is a Diaclone character, a repaint of Hoist that was unused in the original line from Diaclone. And many years later, BotCon repainted Thrilling 30 Hoist into those colors and gave him the name and identity of Lift Ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's come out in Generation Selects. I just want to say I like this box because this is still the cardboard box those come in, but they decided to finally start putting pictures of the figure on it. Presumably because they finally accepted that these are going to be on store shelves instead of just only being online like they obviously wanted them to be.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to crack this guy open, have a look inside.
Toy Warp Vintage Reviews on YouTube from Facebook says the picture is super fuzzy. So
Ooh.
I will say, we've just set up this camera. Like this is a new camera for Fear or Courage. But
Yeah.
I mean, this is a lot better than the previous camera, so it's not looking as it. I can actually see how it looks. But I mean, if he's saying that it's fuzzy, maybe there's a setting we still have to go through.
Yeah. It's a little pixely over on Facebook. But like it's definitely better than my old one. I can
Yes.
still mess around with it later, but we'll have to stick with this for now. I don't. My days of our days of tech triaging on stream are over.
Yes.
This I vow. It's never going to come from me. So yeah, let me get this open with my little trimming scissors. All right. And so what we have is somebody who's recognizable as Hoist, but perhaps in a different color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wonder why I was so into this character and this color scheme, I invite a particular comparison.
Nice.
It's Hoist and Hot Rod's colors. So I'm just gonna.
Actually, is that
This
Hot
guy
Rod
out.
from the same company as the Hoist?
Yeah, this is Kingdom Rodimus Prime.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
the commander.
in terms of plastic colors, you can usually tell within if it's the same company or kind of the same time frame or line when the colors tend to be similar.
Mm-hmm. Now I'll get them out and do a direct side by side comparison. Oh yeah, I can just pull this out. That makes my life easier. So I got to make sure everything stays on camera. I'm going to do a comparison in a minute once I get this guy out. Fold that back. Oh, I got to snip this one. Mm-hmm. Parts of this are not going to be terribly exciting as I struggle to get these ties cut.
You know what?
I used to have.
It's a part
I used
of
to
the
have
experience.
Gundam clippers. Yeah, I used to have Gundam clippers, but I lost them when I moved, and that's a shame because those are really good at slicing plastic ties.
Oh, okay.
Like the branded ones they specifically created for like putting model kits together, so you can snip the plastic off the sprues.
Got it.
There we go. There we go. He is free, and since I know how Hoist works, you just want to get these up there. You want to get that up there. And here we go. A very red and yellow mustardy looking Hoist. And go right here, get his little hand thing, and clip it in. And now the obvious comparison. Here's the Earthrise original this was repainted from. And you can see they didn't just palette swap him. They changed like a fair amount of deco.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me give him a quick comparison here to Rodimus, just how it looks to me. So like it's different yellows, but I'm pretty sure that is like literally the same shade of red. Particularly on like the unpainted plastic on his arms. The gray is a bit lighter. Black is black. But yeah, you were right. This definitely is the same kind of red.
I am surprised that the yellows are so drastically different.
Well, you know what it is. I should check I'll grab his trailer in a second. All the yellow on Rodimus Prime here is painted on. Like the spoiler is clear blue, and they painted it over. The chest is painted, whereas most of this yellow here on Lift Ticket is like unpainted plastic. So that would make sense why they're not like literally the same shade.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like Hoist was one of my favorite Earthrise releases, so I know for a fact this is like a good figure who, despite his like chumbliness, is like weirdly mobile. Like he's got double knees that can bend like really far back.
Nice.
And like full shoulders despite those panels, and like swiveling wrists, and he just feels real good. And this version doesn't feel any looser. It feels like everything's still in place. I know for a fact I do not need the instructions to change this guy, but I'm going to pull them out because I want to point out how like colorful they made these legacy instructions. They're like a shade of like deep purple, and there's a little bit of blue around the logo. I don't know how well that shows up.
Okay.
And I did want to see if they still advertise like the Earthrise gimmicks. Do all that stuff. Oh no, they don't. I get to show that off because the instructions don't document it anymore.
Nice.
Yeah, as a bit of reference here, the only other person of the same lineage I have is Generation Select's Exhaust, because that's another case of a Diaclone figure that was given a name and identity later on by, like in the 21st century.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's a Wheeljack retool. But yeah, see this appeals to me because he's very much like not a warrior. He looks just like a guy just trying to get by. And he's a very pleasant shade of hot rod red. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can quickly convert this guy from memory.
Here we go.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm gonna make sure to get this all on camera. We'll move this lamp over here. Yeah, there we go. Make sure I'm not casting a shadow. Next time I'll put it over there. I'm thinking about this as I go. All right, so do this. Oh yeah, this thing here goes back. This goes here. I'm glad I have instructions to fall back on in case I really forget how things go. Okay, yeah, that goes like that. See, whenever Thu unboxes and transforms something on his channel, his videos are edited, so it's like a bunch of quick jump cuts of him trying to figure stuff out.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of which, public service announcement. If you go to Thu Adams' channel and watch his latest unboxer video, he's giving away a Masterpiece Skids and a Kingdom Road Rage if you enter that contest. And, I'm really doing a bro move by sending this out there because I entered that and I would like to win either of those. I could have kept that to myself. Yeah, and then these fold down to form the doors. How did these go? Its arms like... Oh yeah, they do that. This goes like that. See, man, I'll tell you right now, trying to do this on camera while you're trying to give the sense that you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm looking at at my one figure, and it says 32 steps.
Oh boy!
So that's going to be fun. Considering I think the most steps figures had back then maybe like 8.
Funny thing is, I don't think he's terribly complicated. Slug, I mean. I forgot to keep this on camera. can hear Pepperoni hollering. She's just mad I took her seat. All right, I almost got this. I just gotta lock everything in. Yeah, and his arms go there. They already clicked in. So that's a good thing about these figures. Sometimes you won't even pay attention to where the stuff goes, but it'll just click into place because you just kind of got it where it needed to be.
Right.
Yeah, I just gotta secure his back end, and then I'm done. Yeah. All right. And then where does it say to put his thing here? On the side. And here we go. Oh, yeah, I didn't notice Pepperoni climbed up here. All right. Well, in front of my cat, you will see lift ticket in his vehicle mode, which is just like a very standard, hi Pep, which is just a very standard, normal looking truck. Let me take this light off of him so it's a little more visible. And he's still bright red. Still got the hot rod thing behind him. And he has this little thing hanging down the back with a wheel so that he can still roll just fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and one little bit of deco that they really specifically copied was it says Wrecker on the side of him, just like the Diaclone one did, despite the character, as far as we... All right, I'll give you your chair back. Here we go. Despite the character, as far as we know, not being a member of the Wreckers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is just this is a real good deluxe. It's just solid, it's fun, and it forms like a very, very normal looking truck. And something I wanted to show off was the Airlock Gimmick, which is what all the Earthrise figures were capable of doing.
Sorry, what is the Airlock Gimmick?
Yeah, let me show you. So if you had one of the Earthrise Battle Masters, like here's a Shieldron who came with Netflix Optimus Prime,
Mm-hmm.
You can change them into ramps.
Oh, okay.
Which, did very much involve just lying them down. And then they had these really specific connectors on the back. And you could just click them in, and you'd have a ramp. And the idea was you can click these together and build connected cities, basically. It's like the modulators would come with these.
Very cool.
Here's I'm going to need you to get out of this space.
I'm going to mute my mic for 1 minute. So you keep going.
But yeah, what I wanted to show off was I got Earthrise Optimus Prime's trailer here. And that's got an airlock on the end. So, you could take this and interconnect it. And, there you have a connection. And it stays snapped in because of this special adapter. And they even kept this going into Kingdom with Rodimus Prime here. It's got his trailer. And you can just connect that, and there you go. This is not necessarily the most intended version of this feature, because the idea was that you'd want to build whole roadways for figures to drive on. But it's pretty neat for what it is. Welcome back, Spin.
Welcome back.
You see what I've been doing here? A Kingdom Rodimus Prime's trailer had that on the end, and you could make a whole roadway, and you could interconnect figures.
Yeah, I see it. It looks cool. That looks cool.
Yeah. So the idea was you'd build cityscapes with it, and yeah, Lift Ticket is still compatible with it because he started out as a life as a Earthrise figure. And geez, these connections are secure. So much so that it popped out his back end.
And as you see, live on Children of Primus.
Yeah. But yeah, this is Lift Ticket. And the character is like absolutely nothing, right? Like the BotCon figure was literally still a Diaclone according to its bio, because it was from the year they did Cybertron's Most Wanted, which was like a multiverse story.
Okay.
And so Lift Ticket showed up in that comic, and it was still a Diaclone mech piloted by a guy, right? So, this could be anybody you want. That's part of the appeal. But like, as presented by BotCon, this is still a Diaclone character, and just nobody knows they're a Diaclone because in the Axiom Nexus they've never had those before. So they're just like, wait, you mean you're not a Transformer? Yeah, I want to just show off the impressiveness of the fact that the wheel on the back here means this can still roll nicely, even with that big thing hanging off. Did I get the back of this right? Let me double check that. There we go. And it still rolls.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's a Lift Ticket here. Let me just make sure. Yep. Double check the instructions. I got it right.
I'm going to mute my mic for one more minute. I'm actually kind of re-rigging my camera so it'll be facing the desk when I do my unboxing.
Oh yeah, for your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just talk a little bit more about this. So this guy will get a review eventually. He's in the queue, but you can go back and read my review of Earthrise Hoist on Children of Primus. And yes, I made sure the photos are up for it. A few of my retro ones are missing images still. I'm working on filling that in. But yeah, it's just like a surprisingly, and you know what? I'll bring the original out, show both modes. It's just a surprisingly bendable robot with like a cheery disposition, who's like weirdly posable and personable, and yeah, he's just he was one of my favorites because he's just a simple concept done well, and this is that simple concept done well in Hot Rod's colors. And that, sometimes all you need is a tooling that you like in the colors of another unrelated character that you like.
Mm-hmm.
And that may entirely be why I bought into this. Yeah. All right, so
actually, it reminds me of what was it? The Ironhide that I seen recently, which is like a black Ironhide. The theme looks really cool on him.
Yeah, I can talk about that for a second because it's the same thing. That is a Diaclone reference again, because once again, like in Diaclone, there was a black version of the Ironhide tooling that they didn't use.
Got it.
And so that he's getting released shortly after this guy because it's the same idea. Whereas this was based on an unused Diaclone scheme.
Nice.
Yeah, and but here's the thing, and this is a soapbox thing for me, and it's that the modern figures don't come with bios or anything, right? So we don't know who these guys are, and furthermore, Ironhide's repaint doesn't actually have a name. The figure's name is DK3 Guard, like a reference to Diaclone. So like this new one, they didn't even name it. So that's a criticism against the current team I have. Like, write us a paragraph, explain who this guy is, right?
Well, I mean, they're not they're not coming from the mindset of of the days of Bob, where he would have had the tech spec, the bio, and then all the information of the character beforehand.
Yeah. And I think that's important because people have said that's what made Transformers like endure over GoBots. They had bios on the boxes, and we knew who these guys were, right?
Yeah.
And so many, just trying to get his back end in here. It's on me. I didn't line it up right. But so many randos from like Beast Wars, even going into the movie lines, are popular because of those bio notes that they came with, like explained who they are, and suddenly we had these quirky, interesting characters who you could invent whatever you wanted for them, but they started off as like a little bit of story material explaining, who they are and what they're like and why you should care, and that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, oh, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Like, there's a recent Transformers: The Basics episode that Chris McFeely did on Shadow Striker, who's a big important character in Cyberverse and IDW 2, pointing out that a lot of the character's personality comes from a tiny little bio written for a Revenge of the Fallen version of her they did that was just like a quick wheelie repaint, but it came with a bio that was like, oh, Cheese has an intense rivalry with Bumblebee and she really dislikes him. And then, in Cyberverse, they built a whole character around that, So yeah, I didn't mean to go off on a soapbox, but there's something to that.
Well, I mean, that's
so yes.
Putting the bios. I mean, in a sense, that's like as you said, that's what made the franchise successful for so many years, and and it's that extra step of just putting in those extra steps is what keeps or kept the fans engaged to the ideas.
Yeah. Now, I will note this. They have said that Legacy is going to include online bios for its characters, which, if that's true, if they go through with that, is like absolutely what we need. I'd still rather they be packaged with them, but, it's also just rather they exist somewhere. So,
Right.
presuming that goes through. Yeah. Okay, so figure number 2, Kingdom Shadow Panther, who, if you can believe it, has no relation to Ravage, despite also being a black cat. This is a Cheetor retool, though, because in the Japanese Beast Wars line, they decided in its first season, they decided that they needed one more Predacon, so they did a random black repaint of Cheetor, and gave it a bio where it's just, this is a stealthy Predacon warrior. And because people loved things that they can't have, the character became popular despite being like a random toy repaint they just threw into the line. And so now it gets a mass release figure in Kingdom.
Nice.
And I mostly picked this one up because the Cheetor mold is like real good. So, once again, this is one I already have, and you can look for my review of it up on Children of Primus.
childrenofprimus.com, where we have the news and reviews on these characters and many more.
Yeah. So let's pop this here open, which will probably be easier than that Generation Selects box because I just got to cut some tape. That is my other cat complaining about something or other. All right. Let's have a look at the Golden Disc card, which is the closest thing these have to pack-in fiction, and they were randomly drawn. So we have a foil card of Megatron. I don't know how well he shows up here. Yeah, it's just G1 Megatron. And then the gimmick here, because this is a Golden Disc card, is you peel it to reveal his fate. So let's see what happens. And his fate is he goes back to lead an army, I suppose. Oh. Yeah, let me get the light over here. Yeah, so this is written in Cybertronian, and apparently if you go to the Transformers wiki, they've properly translated these. But yeah, it doesn't show up very well here, but it's him leading an army. Yeah, so I don't know. People trade these because like they're randomly packed in with the figures.
Okay.
It's not quite as detailed as I'd like because I really wish that it said something instead. But it's kind of neat. Oh, and this guy uses plastic twist ties instead of paper. So we got that same kind of tail axe thing that Cheetor had. but it's in black and gray. And, here's the full figure out of the box. I'm going to talk about that weird head in a second. Snip that. Snip this. Snippity snip. Seriously, Gundam clippers. Everybody should get them. They're just really good as if you're a figure owner, because they're useful for a lot of little things. All right, here we go. Let me just give him his weapon. And here we have Kingdom Shadow Panther with a very frightening looking face. Check that out.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is
what
because
is that face?
that is the okay. So the original toy, and I wish I had it still. All the first year Beast Wars characters had mutant heads in addition to their robot heads. The TV show didn't wind up using them, so it wasn't much of a thing, right? But
Okay.
every figure had an alternate face that you could switch, and Cheetos could flip down. So for this Kingdom release, they decided to sculpt this into the figure's alternate mutant face that the toy originally had.
Okay.
I think I can show that off, not with this guy, but with Waspinator here, because I have an original, or rather a reissue of the original. So here's Waspinator, and you might notice that face does not look like Waspinator, right?
Right.
That's just a guy with a visor. But you can take this stuff out and flip it around and close it back up, and ta-da! That's his mutant head, which is the one that the show decided to go with for his appearance.
Okay.
And so most of the first year of the toy line could do this, and Cheetor could do that too. And because he was a repaint of him, so could Shadow Panther. So for his Kingdom release, they gave him his mutant head, which makes him look very frightening. People have said, if you get him to look like he's skulking and get his axe out, he looks like a killer from a slasher movie.
This is true.
Get some more light on this guy. There we go. And yeah, he's just done up in solid black with a bit of silver and a bit of yellow on the shoulders. And let me just get Cheetor out here for a quick comparison. Just make sure all his parts are lined up nice, because I just had him sitting on the desk. And yeah, voila. It's just Cheetor in black with a new head.
All right.
And a different color layout too. I really like the silver paint on this guy, because they obviously use the fact that this one doesn't have spots to paint more of his parts in silver instead of just leaving them as bare plastic. Yeah, and it's a good look, because meanwhile, as I said, Hoist was one of my favorite Earthrise molds. Cheetor was one of my favorite Kingdom molds, because it's just a really posable figure. You got ankle tilts, you got the waist. He once again has swiveling wrists. His head's on a ball joint, so he can look up and down. He can loom menacingly. And I said that I wish Cheetor had come with a proper gun like he did on the show. But on this guy, this weapon actually works because it fits the whole slasher appearance, Yeah. And so I'm going to do a quick little show and tell here of my army of Kingdom cats. So we got Shadow Panther. We got Cheetor. You know, a straight repaint. We got Tigertron, where the original toy was a repaint, but they made him a new tooling for this line because he was bigger on the show. You know, going back to last week's scale discussion. And then we have Mutant Tigertron, which is let me get his feet good so he'll stay standing. Mutant Tigertron, which were Tigertron's prototype colors.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we can break out Russian Ravage here because he is also a retooling of Cheetor.
Russian Ravage.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting comparing these two because like these are both Cheetor retools, but they just went like really hard with Ravage. But like they share the same feet and legs, and they're both the same idea of being a black cat. Oh, and I want to grab a Mutant Tigertron here to compare because they did the same thing with his head. A different sculpt's interpretation of the exact same mutant mask, right? Because originally they were just straight repaints of each other, right?
Right.
So that's a more detailed look at the same freaky looking skull-like head sculpt. Yeah. All right, now this guy, I know I can transform real fast because Cheetor is smooth like butter to transform. And now I get to, yeah. No, this is a good one. Like I said, somebody once asked me if they were only going to get like one or two figures from Kingdom to sample the line. I said Cheetor and Airrazor because they're not terribly expensive and they're two of the line's best. Nowadays, I'd probably also say splurge on Tigertron because he's like real good, but also he's just Cheetor but bigger. Oh, check this out. Cryptid mode. Give him really long legs to chase people with.
Nice.
Yeah. Just undo this. Oh, I wonder what the status is of that little tab on him. I talked about that during the review. There's a tab back here on Cheetor as well that's meant to secure the head, but you don't need it. But it's good that you don't need it because it always breaks off on every copy of the figure because it's like a millimeter thin.
Wow.
So
I mean, there's probably been like, you know, a lot of people complaining about that. So at some point, why keep it?
It's sort of weird because, like I said, it's kind of a non-issue because it's not needed and the break isn't visible. It comes off really cleanly. So yeah, it's kind of a non-issue almost. Oh, this looks inappropriate, but like there's one little tolerance change. His tail does not want to fit in there, and it is now, but it's a tighter fit than on Cheetor, noticeably. And pop this head out. Oh yeah, the tab's in there. I think it's already going to come off. It's not even, probably not visible on camera because it's black on black. Let me get my phone flashlight. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's no way that's going to be visible. Oh yeah, you can sort of see it there. Right at the back of his beast mode head there.
Okay.
You know, where that gap is, you can see like a tiny part sticking up that's like really small. Like in the middle of that curvy dip.
Right.
That is the little tiny tab, and that will come off very shortly because it's really thin. And it's meant to secure the head, but it doesn't need to. So it's just a weird engineering problem that's sort of a non-problem because, like I said, like it's not needed, and once it breaks off, it's not like the break is visible. I'd still call this one of the best Kingdom toolings.
Okay.
So, yeah, spin his head around, put that up in there, close his unhinged jaw, line his arms up, get his chest closed. Spin these around. Oof, once again, I'm getting hung up on the fiddly bits because I'm like, oh, I'm doing it live. I'm being observed. And there we go. Close that guy up. Close his stomach up. And I think I got it. Just get his legs in there. Yeah, Shadow Panther the Panther. And he's got menacing red eyes, a jaw that can open up. And he's shockingly posable for a Beast Wars character. For a Beast mode. Because I said in several reviews, during Beast Wars, these guys were, like, the robot modes had great posability. That was the first line that leaned heavily into articulation. Like, it started during Generation 2, but Beast Wars is where, like, ball joints and stuff really took off. But the Beast modes were usually bricks, right? And we just sort of accepted that because all the articulation was going into the robot modes. But, like, Shadow Panther and Cheetor, they're, like, really posable in cat mode. Like, his arms and legs both have, like, multiple joints, and, you know, his feet can move, back legs can move, his jaw can move. The only thing he's missing is that his head doesn't really articulate in any way, but, you know, it's still way more than I was expecting. Yeah, okay. So this guy's just a straight-up black repaint of Cheetor. And, once again, like I said, this is a great tooling. It's a great little figure. It really posable robot, changes into really posable cat. If anything about this appeals to you, it's a great toy to pick up for a deluxe price. Yeah, it's my thoughts on this guy. There'll be, once again, I'm sure I'll do a write-up of him eventually, but he goes in the queue. Oh, and as a quick point of comparison here, here he is with a G1 Ravage, despite being unrelated. They are not supposed to be the same character. There was an actual Ravage, as you saw. They're both black cats, though. And, you know, here he is with the recently released War for Cybertron Ravage. The big one can ride, the small one can ride the big one, much like my cat rides around on my shoulders. Yeah. Yeah, so these are two very different figures. But they were both repaints of toolings that were both real good, real fun. And these are like obscure repaints of them. But, you know, they're good looking repaints, and that's why I grabbed them. This guy because just, you know, the hot rod colors appealed to me, and this guy because, you know, the slick black repaint appealed to me more so than Ravage. As I said during my Ravage review, like, Ravage looks good, but he's a bit janky as far as retools go. Like, he's kind of hard to transform. Some of his tolerances are weird. Like, they definitely didn't plan this. Whereas, you know, if you want a black version of Cheetor, this is like the good black version of Cheetor. Plus, you know, it's got kind of weird horror movie vibes in robot mode. You know, if you're into that.
The horror movie vibes, along with the accent.
Yeah. I wonder if Shadow Panther also has the accent.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. But that's my thoughts on these two for now, and I got to work on a better lighting solution. But, you know, live and learn.
Yes.
You got your setup good to go, or do you want me to jaw about these guys for a while? Because, you know, I can jaw.
Yeah, I think I'm almost ready on my setup. Just figuring out a spot to put my light.
No problem. So I will say, this guy right here, this is the review that's coming out tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. I have the day off work, so it might be a little late because I'm going to tell you some trade secrets. I finish these up right before my job starts in the morning, and by finish them up, I mean do the formatting, stick some captions on the pictures. I just kind of like doing that thing right at the end. So if it's a little bit late, it's because I slept in and I'm doing that late. But yeah, Mutant Tigertron's my tomorrow review, and you know, which is just a repaint of this guy with his funky mutant head. And A second trade secret, I save repaint for busy weeks because there's less to say about repaints if I have the original figure, because I'm like, go back and read what I thought of this guy right here. I'm going to talk about what's different with this one. So yes, look forward to that. Yeah, and I think I picked out what I was going to pull out of the archives for next Friday. I'm going to pull out Mastermind Creations' Calidus Luminous, which is a third-party take on the Lost Light version of Hot Rod.
Nice. Okay.
And then the Monday after that, who knows? Somebody new.
Yes.
I think I'm going to talk about Golden Disc Collection Pterosaur. Because, like I said, Kingdom may be done, but there's still some guys that they have to add. And this guy was an Amazon exclusive.
Okay.
And an extensive repaint of Airrazor. And for those that don't know, Pterosaur was literally a clone. Not literally. Pterosaur was a copy of Starscream. Like, he has the same personality, wants to take over, has the screechy voice. He just changes into a pterodactyl instead. I was going to say literally a clone, but no, he's not literally a clone. He's just the same. He's just a really close character in relation to him. But yeah, look forward to me talking about this guy. Beyond that, I don't know. Let me grab future things that I might talk about in any order, in whatever order fancies me.
Very cool.
I still need to talk about these guys that I picked up at TFCON, which are reaction figures of Hot Rod and Get-On.
All right.
These are interesting. I'm pretty fond of them, but they have some ups and downs. But you'll be able to read about them eventually. It's sort of my look at reaction figures as a whole and how they relate to Transformers.
Right.
Still going to talk about the really tiny little Kingdom Soundwave they did, who is just a wonderful little thing. Like this feels like a shot aimed directly at Iron Factory by like Hasbro and Takara. That's how nice this guy is. Like they're out for blood, you know. They're like, yeah, well, you have your expensive legend scale guys. Look at what we can do for like how much are these? For like I don't know, like $10-ish. Oop. There goes his gun. That's all right though. I got it. And last but not least, eventually I will talk about these two guys, these two wonderful repaints. Yeah, and I'm just really fond of this one in particular. Like Shadow Panther's great too, but I'm really fond of this guy just because I really like these colors and I like the vibes that he gives off because he's just like a normal truck, you know. And the character is probably not a fighter. He doesn't feel much like a fighter. I was gonna say, part of it's just like grapple and hoist. I got hoist here and I brought over grapple. These are just a favorite pair of mine in the original cartoon because, they're just non-combatants. This guy's like a mopey artist and this guy's his cheerful companion, and they're just trying to get by in a world that only favors warriors, and I always liked them as characters. So they both have two real good figures in Earthrise. And yeah, I'm gonna pair this guy up with Optimus Prime here so you can see just how close they are in color scheme again. Same red, similar yellow, even in the spoiler location. That's the other reason why this appeals to me. And let me see if I can transform the original hoist here for a quick comparison. Now that I've refigured out how to do this.
There we go.
I've
made a third iteration of my camera setup, so I think I'm almost ready to go.
Okay. Just let me know when. I'm just going to convert a few more of these guys here for some quick comparisons. And then if you feel like taking over, we can even just come back to me later.
Okay.
Yeah, just gonna change this guy back. Yeah, I will say I don't think I quite finagled the back of Lift Ticket quite right, but that's something for squinting that I don't have the spoons to do while I'm on camera.
I hear that.
It's mostly correct though. Yeah, everything's in the right place. I just gotta massage it a little bit so it all lines up best possible. Oh, that's the problem. I didn't click these in on the other one. His legs do a nice click to let you know things are in place. So this is something I like about modern generations engineering. There's a lot of tabs on these guys that exist not necessarily to secure stuff, but
Okay.
as a way for you to know that things are going in the right spot.
Got it.
So, like, you'll see like a tab. It won't even show up on camera. There's a little peg right here on his arm, and it fits into a tiny little tab under here that it doesn't need to clip onto to be secured. But you do it that way, and then that's how you like know you have his arm in the right spot because it just like nestles in. And, I really appreciate that kind of engineering. It makes things like way simpler. And gotta make sure his bottom half is all properly clipped in. Let me see if I can get it right this time. So that goes there. I gotta fold this in like that. Oh, gotta make sure I get it on camera. Make sure his arm goes in nice. Clip his front in. That goes like that. Clip these in. Now I just got to get his back end in place. Get these in right here. So this is good practice for how to present these things on camera, which again, to anybody watching, I ain't never done this before, so it's a learning experience. But all right, here we go. Here's their two alternate modes side by side. Something I like about hoists mode is, at least in Toronto, I've seen trucks with this color scheme, like maintenance trucks, just straight up, like the green, the yellow stripes on the side. This exists.
Right.
This is real, and I kind of like that when robots in disguise is concerned. Yeah, something I like about this. So he's got the same stripe, but they added wrecker. They also budgeted out to cover his weapon in silver. On Earthrise hoist, it's just like unpainted orange, like the rest of them, which is accurate, but still, I think the silver paint looks nicer. Windows are painted. They made them bright blue here versus transparent here. They made them black here versus transparent blue here. Interestingly, this guy still has a little bit of siege scouring on his hood. This guy removed it, probably to budget in the silver over there. But yeah, I definitely managed to convert this guy a lot nicer, except for his arms, which are not quite in place. Oh, there they go. There they go. Yeah, this guy's rolling much nicer. Let me get Lift Ticket to be the same way. Just
put both of us on the screen, and I have him ready in the box.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, if you're ready to go, blow yourself up and blow yourself up. expand your window, and I'll just. It'll be my turn to observe and comment on this guy, and cool. I straight up didn't go in for I got nothing wrong with the Studio Series Dinobots. It's just I gotta budget these things, right? And
right.
I just if these guys had come out in a time period where they weren't doing the full Beast Wars cast and then I might have gone in on them. But as it stands, I just opted not to. And also, like, I have no idea where I would fit leader class Dinobots in my display because they're big. Yeah. Yeah, and he comes with a weird little Daniel Witwicky minifigure, which if you watched Fan First Friday there, they said that they included these guys because they weren't sure at the time if they were going to get to do core class movie figures. So like now there's a proper transforming exosuit out that's going to be coming, as we saw on that stream, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Like everyone was talking about the exosuit.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize I was still on camera. I say without anything interesting in frame. Well, I mean, I'm just fiddling with the lift ticket here, making sure his back end looks good. There you go.
There we go.
So Slug and Daniel Witwicky.
Slug and Daniel Witwicky.
One thing that draws me to this guy is Grimlock, Studio Series Grimlock. He was literally just like a slightly scaled down version of the Masterpiece figure. Like he reused the sculpting, the engineering, everything, right? So unpacking Slug here, what you're getting is you're getting a look at like a hypothetical Masterpiece Slag that doesn't exist, you know? Because if you can just imagine a slightly larger, slightly more die-cast metal version of this guy, then that's what the Hasbro Takara Masterpiece would look like, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
We've got
what background does he come with?
Let's see.
Oh, it's the Quintesson Pit of Judgment, where he knocked down the prosecutor and said, "Excuse me." I actually have that prosecutor figure because it came in the Pit of Judgment set. Just like a little non-transforming figure with just a movable head.
Nice. And of course, we have we have the instructions, which I remember. I think it's almost 2 years ago when instructions became the ongoing joke in many of the forums, because I think somebody was selling a transformer and then somebody would ask, well, does it come with the instructions? And whatever interaction that just became the ongoing joke for like weeks.
Pep, hush, Pep. Yeah, I was gonna say, I make a point of if I have the instructions, I always sell them with the figures that I sell because I'm like, not everybody can figure these out just from squinting at images. So I keep my instructions, and then when I flip figures, I include them with them. When I put them on those comic book things, I stick them in the back just behind the cardboard backer, right?
Oh, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, you've got a lot of twist ties to undo on this guy.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I opened a big leader class toy. I think the last one I got was Beast Wars Kingdom Megatron, the big T-Rex.
Well, I mean, for myself, like most of my collection is all from G1, so these twist ties never existed. And then when I got Unicron in, I believe that was about 2002 or 3. And just seeing all these twist ties, I'm like, it's like half an hour just to get through the twist ties just to get to the figure.
Oh yeah, God! Like the Supreme guy, that must have been a nightmare.
Oh yeah, like I was just surprised. I'm like, I've never seen this amount of twist ties on like anything.
Yeah. Good luck with that X-Acto knife on this guy. I'd recommend, like I said, I recommend little trimming scissors. That's what I was using, or Gundam clippers if you got them.
I mean, I have a precision set of scissors somewhere. I just didn't go running to look for them. But this is quite an impressive figure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, what's the vibe in person? Because I've never handled one of these guys, one of these big leader Dinobots.
Also considering trying to figure out the camera angle on this. But I mean, in person, like this is quite an impressive figure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've heard he's like just massive, like because people complained about leaders shrinking, and then they started doing these guys, and where's those complaints now that you got these big dudes, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the little because all the budget went into making him big. No budget went into that guy, so he's posed like he's squatting because he's supposed to ride the dinosaur in dino mode, but they didn't give him knees. It's like
You know,
I think nowadays nowadays that little guy gets a pass because we know that they're doing a version of him that's like properly posable. They
okay.
just threw that in.
Yeah, like it's I mean, there's like no face.
Yeah, like this is like they had like no money to make these guys. They obviously put all their budget into the main figure.
Like this is like this little guy is funny. This is quite funny.
Yeah,
You know, and the ball joints. You know, just getting used to like the whole ball joint concept. Whereas you know with G1s it was you know plastic and metal pins.
yeah. Well, you know, like the big thing about ball joints is like they're supposed to be like a bit more durable because if they break off, you can just snap them back on.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, like I was just I was just John about with yeah, like I was just John about with the Kingdom stuff. Like Beast Wars was where ball joints really took off. So
Right.
and you know, in Beast Wars, I made them loose when I was a kid, like because you could just pop those out of the sockets in a lot of the Beast Wars toys. So it could be like battle damage. You know, he lost an arm or a leg or something, and you could just pop it off and pop it back on later.
You know that completely makes sense. Yeah, because yeah, anything else popping off in G1, it's you know that means it's broken.
Yeah.
So time to get out the
Yeah.
crazy glue.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oof. Yeah.
All right. So
He's very. That's a very bright looking red on camera.
Yes. Yeah, I have a light just like close to him.
Mm-hmm.
So now going through the instructions, or actually just before the instructions, there is his gun.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just straightforward. Is that just his G1 gun? How's his like? Is he what kind of articulations he got? You know.
Let's see. All right. Wait, there we go. So he can go upward with his arms.
Ooh, those are some ratchets.
Yep. Let's see. His head.
Probably because those are like load bearing joints in his other mode, so they always try and make them nice and thick and stable.
Right. Let's see. His head has a lot of swivel action to his head.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get him. Yeah, he can look down, look up.
Yeah, I always like it when they spring for a ball joint because that means that the heads can like look up and down, like you said.
Yep, nice. And let's see for his legs. Yeah, very nice articulation with his legs as well.
Yeah. Does he have a? Because I always bring this up in my reviews because these were the new thing when Siege came out. Does he have wrist swivels and ankle tilts?
Let's see. Okay. So his wrist.
Oh yeah, wrist swivels.
There we go. Yep. So if it's all the way out, yeah, it does have a wrist swivels. And let's see for ankles.
Oh yeah, look, he's got ankle tilts. Those are
nice.
Huge ankle tilts. It's probably neat. Yeah.
Which I could
like
see,
those are the things that people who are really about. Yeah, those are the things that are really the joint people get on about because they let you pose him like in different ways while still staying on his feet.
Yeah, which I could see if I was able to readjust the camera, I could see you doing this pose to him in one of the shots.
Oh yeah, when I have him kick with one leg, because that's where I always check if they're stable enough to do that, because it's like a bonus.
Oh yeah,
not every figure can do that, because yeah,
he is completely stable. Like he's currently on one leg.
Ooh, that's nice. That's always, especially when it's like a big heavy guy like that. That's good engineering, isn't it? You know?
Yes. Yeah, like he's not teetering, or or you have to like try to balance him. Like he's perfectly standing on one leg.
Oh yeah, that's impressive. Because like a lot of figures, when I do that, like they're still wobbly, and I gotta put kid gloves on to handle them to make sure they don't fall over. But you're just like spinning them, and you just like not moving. That's impressive.
Yeah, I'm really liking this guy. Is
Yeah.
in terms of like the angles. So I think he will get a photo shoot.
What's up?
So now is a question of this transformation.
Good lord. I will say this: the instructions have gotten better from the then, because sometimes it's been a bit of a meme that the instructions are not good on modern figures, but War for Cybertron trilogy has gotten better.
Okay.
I mean, I know this is Studio Series, but same ecosystem.
Right. Well, let's see.
Like, good luck. Like, this is a experience for you too, because like you don't handle a lot of modern figures.
No. And I mean the one thing is like I can already envision, where he should go in terms of or I mean what the transformations would look like. It's just a question of
Yeah.
getting it to that.
Yeah, I wonder because, and I've never handled a G1 slag either, so I can't comment on this. But like, Masterpiece Grimlock wasn't a lot very different from G1 Grimlock, so the same with the Studio Series. It was pretty much just the original figure's transformation with some extra steps. So I wonder if this guy's like that too.
Okay. Let's see.
But, you could speak to that. I wouldn't be able to. I just want to say, because it's in frame, I love that dino head sculpt. That looks ripped straight from the animated movie.
Yep. Let's see if I can hold it. Trying to like my camera has like everything in reverse angle.
Yeah, that's always a little bit of a challenge.
Yep. There we go. That's
Yeah, I think his jaw is going to appear at some point during this transformation.
This
From
is
the
correct.
pictures I've seen. Yeah, I don't know where it's hiding on him, but like it'll show up eventually.
Okay, let's see. So I'm on step 4. No, step 5.
I would like to make a quick side note in the background that I did properly fix the back end of Lift Ticket. I just forgotten to pop his waist in the back,
Nice.
but it's nice and stable now, so it's not a problem with the figure. I just forgot a step. In fact, I'm sure if I was using the instructions, I wouldn't have missed it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the middle section's really like really tight in terms of twisting it.
Yeah. Oh, that's always you got to have like this is a good thing about modern like generations figures like this guy. They are really durable, so like generally you don't have to worry too much about breaking them.
Okay.
And so like if you're sure you're doing the right step, it's like go ahead and put pressure on, and don't sweat it, because unless like the internet has talked about it, which it hasn't, it's not going to break.
Right.
That's you know I got a lot of love for G1 figures, but like modern figures have a certain durability that a lot of these early guys did not have, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Nowadays, figures have to be drop tested.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. And drop testing means that they have to be able to specifically survive a long fall and either not break, or if they do break, they are not allowed to break into pieces with sharp edges.
That's true.
Yeah. So this is why I don't sweat it if a figure of mine takes a tumble off a shelf, because I'm like, they test to make sure they can survive that. I don't go around dropping things on the floor willy-nilly, but I'm also not gonna lose my mind about it.
Right.
Facts, says Calvin Lee Carpenter. I wonder which statement he's agreeing with. I like to imagine that we've both just been spitting straight facts this entire time.
Let's see, what is... Right, I'm still in the first stages of the first set of instructions.
Oh boy, yeah. It's just a little. I get. It's kind of funny because like starting with this guy when you don't like handle modern figures, that's like jumping into the deep end of the pool right after you've just been taught to swim. You know.
Yeah, that's exactly what it seems like. I mean, with many things, it's I mean, almost like learning a language. They're like, the best way to learn the language, like just surround yourself by people who speak the language, or like go to the country. Like you'll have no choice but to learn it at that point.
At the same time, once again, I don't know this for sure, but if this guy's anything like Grimlock, I imagine that he's on the complex end of a leader class figure. Like I've said I love Beast Wars Megatron, the new one, the Kingdom one, but it is a very long transformation with a lot going on. That's like that's the super deep end, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So and I said this during the Hasbro during the live stream, but I'm like, okay, so they did Grimlock, they did this guy, and they did they're doing Sludge next, and presumably they'll do Swoop, and I'm like, so do you think they're going to do Snarl despite him mostly being invisible in the movie, or are they going to skip him? But I'm also like, they probably know people want a full set of Dinobots, so I think they're going to try and do him and find a pretense to fit him in somewhere. Because, the current team might not like writing bios for figures, but something is that they always want to try and complete sets these days. They're trying to do the whole Beast Wars cast. I'm sure we're gonna get all the Dinobots done too.
I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
With the question of was it Snarl?
Yeah. Yeah. I will say I might at some point in the future loop back around and grab these guys for myself, but only if there's not other things grabbing my attention at the time.
Right.
Like, I feel like these guys would be like a TFCON purchase for me if somebody was selling them there, and also I did really good in sales,
Which now, I mean, looking at this guy, like I can fully see, if anyone else were to come across him in any stores, like they would probably try to grab like 2 or 3 of them and then try to resell them at one of the TFCONs. It's just interesting, like, going in my Walmart and just seeing one. sitting on the shelf. And then when Mike and I ran into each other, we went into that Walmart, and there was just one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you have did you rock, paper, scissors it or what?
Wait, how do you mean?
I mean, like, was he after it too?
No, like we were just because we happened to be by the mall, and the Walmart was there, so we just said, you know what, let's check out the Transformers section and see what it's saying. And sure enough, one slag was sitting on the shelf. Slug.
Mm-hmm. No, well, that's good. I don't think I've seen this guy in the wild, but I'd also like to point out I don't go out looking too often these days. I tend to do this stuff online.
Yeah, it's like the odd time whenever I go in the store just to for like anything else. Like I pass by the Transformers section just to see what it's saying, and like every time it's always just kind of sad looking at this section. And at times I'm like, why do we still have this section? Like there's nothing over here.
Yeah, I found it comes and goes. Once it gets to Christmas, they fill it up again.
Yeah.
The breaking part is Calvin saying, so that's what he was saying was facts. Yeah. I will say, like, I like some of the later G1 guys, like Six Shot and Hot Rod, because they made them really durable. But broadly speaking, like, modern figures and durability is where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Modern mainline figures, masterpieces, can be fragile. Yeah. I'm just... Yeah, he's starting to take shape. I can, like, loosely see where everything's eventually going to go.
Yeah, I'm looking in terms of where the end of it should be. Unless I think I may have reversed something. Oh, his horns pop out.
But you know what? They pop right back on, I bet, because they're designed that way these days, right?
Exactly.
It's like we don't need to stress over it, but whenever that happens to me, I just like make the Homer Simpson scream internally for a second.
Yes. Yeah, like I know it's not anything nothing damaging.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
So it's interesting seeing just how intricate this is. And I'm like looking at the image, I'm like, okay, that's where it should end up. Because at some point, like following the instructions, and like there's a part that just seemed overlooked. So I'm like, I've veered off the highway onto like a small road somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that can happen. That can happen. Ideally, if a figure is well engineered, past a certain point, you can just sort of tell where things go. That's like I was talking about, like how sometimes these guys will just have tabs on them, and then you'll notice like a tab and a hole for the tab, and you'll realize exactly where something's supposed to land because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just idly converting guys over on my end just for comparison purposes as I go. While I watch this, let me blow this window up. There we go. Okay. Still needs he needs the bottom half of his mouth. whenever that shows up, all in good time though.
Yes. Just everything made sense up until step 10 when you twist around the back and then flip the legs over. That's the only part where I'm like, okay, something's not adding up.
I say I don't know how much I can realistically troubleshoot from over here.
Is that you're doing it wrong, man?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, you don't want that. I think back to when D was trying to transform Kingdom Rodimus and didn't want help, and I was like, "But you're doing it wrong."
Yep.
Right now, it looks like he has a third winged mode almost.
Right now, he's saying, "What are you doing to me?"
It's robot yoga.
Yes.
Is that not what all transformations are at the heart of things?
And this is correct.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, it might be a while before I unbox something else because I'm really just like waiting for like Legacy and the Bumblebee stuff to drop.
Got it.
And also, like watching my budget and stuff.
Yes.
Everybody out there needs everybody out there pay attention to that. It's important. Know your limit, play within it.
That is so true. I mean, there's a certain point when when is it too much to invest into characters?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can sort of see the back taking shape there. Those feet look like they're going to be snug.
Yeah, it's just trying to figure out because this part is kind of the top, part of his back. So it's like, did I swivel him incorrectly over here?
I will say, sometimes these play tricks making character models, so it might not, just because it used to form something, might not mean that it forms the same thing on this guy.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at the end result image, just trying to figure out where. There we go. Upside down image.
Oh yeah, those gold feet go up there.
Yeah, so the gold feet are supposed to go up.
Yeah, well, it might be that you're just not there yet in the sequence.
I think so. Yeah. Jumped off the highway like one ramp too early.
Yeah, there has been points where I've done that intentionally, where I couldn't figure out a step in the instructions, where I just said, "Forget it, I'm moving on to the next one," and then eventually it became clear. It became clear what that step was by the time I was a bit down the road.
Right. I have a feeling once like this part is figured out, like everything else will just kind of fall into place. Because I mean, his front arms, like are already self-explanatory, and seeing the legs
that looks already. Yeah, you just got to get the back to fit together.
Yeah.
It's a lot of figures, like, especially ones with complicated transformations. Like, I'll fool around with them and change them back and forth, and sometimes it'll be like a long period of time later, and I'll like crack bits of their engineering and just suddenly realize a little trick or something, and I'll just like solve their transformations.
Got it.
So I'm like, you could have that effect with this guy. Like, I was like, something that doesn't fit together too.
Well, hours of enjoyment.
Mm-hmm. I'll be like, I've had this guy for a while, but something doesn't fit in just right, or a step seems like it's really difficult to get done. And then, because I'll flip these guys back and forth as like a fidgety activity, and then all of a sudden something will just click and I'll realize, this was supposed to go like that, or so forth.
Right. I know anyone watching this after would be like, but you're supposed to flip that part. Come on, guy, you almost got it.
Yes, much like how I'd never done this on camera. Spin has never done this on camera, and it's with a tooling he's never handled. So I picked like hard mode. He picked like expert mode. So
that's exactly it. Like just jump into expert mode.
Mm-hmm. I'm just quietly changing figures on my end for like group shots as I watch.
Do have while he's still standing at the moment.
Oh, you got a measuring tape?
I have a measuring tape. Just one always just in case. In a runaway box. So let's see. I believe that is a centimeter side. So he is about 23 centimeters high.
That's pretty impressive.
In inches, about 9 inches.
Oh, that's using the standard 6-inch Marvel Legend as my perpetual mental measurement for those things. I'm like, that's impressively huge.
Yes.
That's 1.5 Marvel Legends.
I mean, he is a big guy. It's just it's just figuring out his transformation.
Yeah. You can do it. I believe in you.
Go get him.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So over here, if I hold them exactly how they have them in the image, yep, that part goes there.
Just idly while this is happening, I want to mention that my Marvel read-through has reached the Headmasters miniseries.
Oh, nice.
Which,
yes.
Yeah. And I want to say, like, all I'd ever heard about that series was criticism about the art because they had a ton of characters and they were constantly getting character models wrong and, like, miscoloring people. And I'm like, yeah, that's all present. But also, I wasn't expecting that series to be so well written. Oh, you activated me again.
Oops, there we go. That is what I tried to do. There we go.
Oh, Orlotti's here.
Well,
hello, Orlotti.
I was in the middle, man.
Yeah.
What's
We've
up?
done all of our we've been unboxing figures, and now Spin's trying to figure Slag out.
Yeah, I think it's been like half an hour of just figuring out his legs.
Yeah, which I pointed out, like, he doesn't handle modern figures, and like doing a leader class figure is like jumping into the deep end. So my two things that I unboxed were Legacy Lift Ticket,
Nice.
which is basically just Hoist in Hot Rod's colors. You know, hence why I like it so much. Let me just turn my light back on. There we go.
You know what? Figured.
Hey, you're using the new camera, right?
I figured out the
Yeah.
confusion.
Cool.
Oh yeah, what'd you figure out?
It's and it's that engineering mindset of trying to transform it just by the image. Because I'm looking at
look at
these
that.
parts
Those
here.
are not his action. Yeah,
exactly. It's they actually
that
have
is
it over
fake
here.
kibble. It's made. Yeah, that's clever. It's made to look like his feet go up there, but they actually don't.
Yeah, so the whole time I'm like, I'm not understanding why his feet aren't going up there, and I'm like twisting it around. And I'm like, something's not making sense until I go further in the instructions to where would it be? Right, upside down.
How many steps are there, man?
36.
And you're at like what, step 5?
32, right? I think it said 32. Well, looking from the initial instructions,
like IKEA.
Like IKEA. Yeah, so from one to 5, I kind of figured out most of that, and let's see, 7 made sense, up to 8 and 9 made sense. Step 10 and 11 is where I kind of veered off and then became stuck in step 12. So the interesting part is if you kind of jump from step 12 to 17, and there we go, and you can see how his legs are already kind of like along his chest going towards a dinosaur mode.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, that's when it kind of gave me the indication where it's like, if he's supposed to sit like this according to the instructions, you kind of turn around and then realize that, his feet aren't actually the feet up here.
Yeah, that's sneaky because that's like imitating a detail of his character model from the movie and the cartoon, because his character model is based on the toy that actually did that, so they include that detail there, even though the engineering doesn't actually do that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the
so Mike, can I put a challenge to you?
Sorry, a challenge?
Yeah, I'm gonna put let's do a challenge.
Okay.
How about if I transfer my flag less steps than yours?
Wait, let me see. Okay, going by mental. Although I didn't have Slag, I had Grimlock. I'm trying to envision Slag is probably going to be, let's see, 1, 2, possibly for the legs, for waist. I would say Slag is possibly about 5 or 6 steps.
I'm not saying 5. I'm just saying I will do less than how many steps you do yours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna take the challenge or what?
I accept the challenge.
Okay, so I gotta do less steps than I gotta do less steps than you.
Now I gotta remember. For some reason my camera reverses. But looking at him, once you kind of figure out how the
look at that,
how the legs go, like the rest of him is pretty much self-explanatory in terms of the rest of his transformation. And I think it's just going to be like, the little minute things to finish it, including the mouth plate.
Okay.
Yeah, you had that little moment where everything goes into place.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We're going to be here for a bit, eh?
Well, we have been here for a bit. But no, he's it looks like he's reached the home stretch, and it's resembling the Slag we all know and love.
Okay, I thought Dee was going to be on this as well too. It would have been a nice challenge for the three of us because we all have our Dinobots to transform, and it would have been interesting to see who could have transformed their Dinobot the quickest.
I have a feeling he probably would have. since he's dealt with the newer figures, that
Buddy.
he probably would have
I would have
gone
won.
through the quickest.
I would have won. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean,
Well,
between
I
the
think
the three of you.
Okay.
I think I probably could have won. You know why? Because I have Power of the Prime Slash, the tiny little Velociraptor figure that changes in like a couple steps.
I don't know. Oh, look, you broke it already. You broke it. You broke it.
Oh, don't worry.
Why
it
am I?
probably
No,
pops
wait.
right
I should
back
hold on. I shouldn't be laughing. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing.
There you go.
Well,
See,
no,
This
that's
is
not the
something I was
first one.
talking
'Cause There
about.
was also his horn. Let me see if I can pop.
His
his
horns
horn
pop
popped
off?
out. Yeah, the horn popped off earlier, and
Yeah.
there was
Well,
one
see,
other
yeah.
part. Yeah, back here that kind of popped out. I just popped it back in.
Holy, it's called. It's
Yeah.
so. It should be called the popper bots, Dino bots.
Yeah.
Remember
Well, that's
the
the
jump
way these
starters?
things are designed, right?
I know, but it's like the jump starters.
They're-
These are the pop starters, I guess.
The idea is that they can have parts come off and then just go back on, so that they're not like permanently broken.
So it's like Lego-ish.
A little bit, like
Oh,
the
there's a
idea
lawsuit
being that,
coming.
like that wouldn't be like a G1 style. Like if that part had broken off in G1, it probably would have been the kind of joint where like now it's done, right?
it's called Crazy Glue.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Crazy Glue has been
Yeah,
my friend many a
Everybody got
times.
crazy.
Yep.
Glue.
Jetfire. My Jetfire arm broke, and so that the one arm just only goes like his elbow joint is the only thing that works. That goes up and down. Right.
Gosh,
I
I'm
guess
thinking
that's where you.
whenever Legacy Optimus Prime comes out, the one that's based on Laser Optimus, I should bring over from my parents' basement after I found it cleaning it out. The only remnant I have of the original Laser Optimus Prime, which is just an upper torso. Everything else is gone. Everything else broke or got lost.
Hey, I see we got Calvin here.
Oh yeah. Calvin's been commenting the whole time.
Beautiful. I see we got Toy Warp Vintage review on YouTube as well too. Shout out to him.
So interesting. So another thing I've figured out.
Oh, the
'cause
jaw,
I
eh?
believe, yeah, with the original, like the jaw would have been this part, but with this guy,
Oh, this
Yeah,
guy.
it flips out.
yeah.
Imagine his two thumbs up or up. He said, "This guy."
And there we go.
Hold on. Are you transforming back into a dino? Like you had him in robot mode, and now you're transforming into dino?
Yeah, he comes
Yeah,
in
packaged
robot mode.
Okay. That's what happens when you come late. Yeah, it's dumb questions. Sorry, people.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, like he was mint on card, so like he just came straight out the box.
Mm-hmm. I see.
his
So the
hands
blind man
in.
to the deaf voice.
There we go.
All right, so I just got to go through the instructions and see how do I pop his hands in.
Just push it in.
Probably flip
twist
open
and
it,
then
yeah.
flip. Yeah, some sort of twist and flip.
Oh. Twist and flip.
There we go.
Look at Michael, like so precise.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was playing this on easy mode because the two figures I unboxed, which were Legacy Lift Ticket and Kingdom Shadow Panther, those were toolings that I already owned because they were just repaints, so I already knew how they transformed. So I got to just like really quickly run through them. So
Yeah,
you know,
cheated.
I was playing it on easy mode.
I like how you say yeah.
I'm just straight up. I'm like, I've never done this before, so luckily these two figures that I got happen to be repaints, so I can just, I got that part of this figured out.
I'm going to
It's
transform
almost
these
there. You
figures
start
I've
this-
never seen before in my life.
Yeah. Well, what I said was technically true.
True. And there's like little tabs over here. But I mean, overall, this basically is him transformed.
Yeah, he basically it looks complete from here.
Yep. And he's saying,
I said before, I
"Excuse
really
me."
like that face. He's got the movable.
Yeah, just hold it on an angle.
I love the sculpting on that face. Yeah.
All right. So that's.
And he's still like a big lump of figure. It looks like.
So I'm saying slag. So I got to apologize to our British viewers for saying that word. But I didn't name the Dinobot that name.
Well, what's interesting, within the conversation of Slag changing the slug, someone else mentioned that Strafe and I believe one other character had a name change as well because of the country that one of the recent Bay movies was filmed in had an issue with that name, so that the character name was changed. And like I just learned of this, I think like 2-3 days ago. I never knew this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
First I've heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and here we go. Our Studio Series Dinobot.
Yeah. And, over here earlier, just to show it off, like I said, lift ticket, and also Shadow Panther, who is not Russian Ravage. He is an unrelated black repaint of Cheetor. See right here compared with him. Dinobot, says Calvin Carpenter. Yeah.
So how are you
Here's
liking
Russian
camera?
Ravage in his cat mode. Oh, it's so useful. I have a frame right now and I'm high definition. And I wanted to say, I said at the top of the show, but I'll say it again. Thank you very much for sending this. Now I don't exist in digital hell. People can see me.
But you know,
get my face back on here.
You could put it at 720, eh? And that was what's called up with the a little bit of the free frame, with the shutter.
Yeah, I still need to mess around with it a little bit more. I just plug and played it, like to get it working earlier.
Yeah,
not at the start of the show. I mean, like before the show.
Yeah. Once you're, because I'm using the same camera myself, right? So once you download the Logitech what's called software, then you can start playing around, adjust it, and all that stuff.
Yeah, but even from here, I'm just like, whoa, I exist.
I can see you.
There's no static. Yeah, this is already an improvement.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. Daniel's sitting on
cheers,
top
I say to my
slug.
bottle of water, so I can stay hydrated.
All right, so I guess I got to do my own.
Oh yeah, he can ride him there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah. There's
So I
some
guess
pins that go to his feet.
Yeah.
All right, we got Calvin here.
I wish
on
Hasbro
Facebook. I wish Hasbro made a
Pyroraptor Dinobot.
MP, that's new,
That new
Jurassic Park movie
is dope.
Is dope. Yeah, I totally agree.
I think he's talking about the feathered raptor. Yeah.
Yeah, because we talked about crossovers, right? Like, so since they did, like, Back to the Future, Star Wars, and stuff like that, the Jurassic Park will definitely make sense now, especially for Rise of the Beast, right?
Yeah. Hey, look, I can pick up a figure and hold it up, and people can actually see what the heck I'm holding. You just got the regular non-feathered Dinobot here, which is just straight up a Jurassic Park thing.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the one that I would transform if we had a Dinobot challenge. Or at least that was originally what I said, but I'm like, no, you know what? I do this one and do it in a couple seconds.
Okay, so I guess it's time to
get one figure. Hold on.
So I'm guessing it's my turn to unbox my Dinobot. Yeah, no, I mean slow.
If spin's done, if he doesn't have any commentary on that Triceratops mode now that we're finally there. By the way, just as comparison, look at that last clip of the Pyroraptor on the ice bridge in the movie. Says Calvin Lee Carpenter. Oh yeah, I saw that trailer. That I just want to say, Jess is a humongous dinosaur fan. She loves Jurassic Park. She was losing her mind at that trailer. She like loved it, and then when the feathered raptor showed up on the bridge, she was like, "Oh my god!" So I'm
Well,
gonna.
the good thing is that they're finally wrapping up that whole series, right? So it's their
Yeah.
Avenger Endgames, right? So, and they're bringing back like
Yeah.
literally everybody, which is fantastic. So I can't wait to watch that movie. For
Are you comparing him with a
reasons too, right?
G1 Power Glide?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me see if I can
Oh
get
my
him back in.
Look at that! Look at that
active
size
here.
difference.
Yeah, like
Look at how
the
huge
size
this guy
difference.
is. Yeah.
Oh, he's big. Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah,
let me see if
well-
I can.
Oh,
one
hold
other-
on. Your Power Glade fin in the back broke too.
Wait, sorry, say it again.
The fin at the back of Power Glide, his fin broke off as well.
Yes.
Yeah, mine did the same thing, the exact same spot.
And let's bring in one of our crowd favorite character. Although I don't have him fully transformed at the moment. This looks
Just
Jerk.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta bust up the Unicron, eh?
But just
Yeah.
to compare the sizes between the two of them.
Well, you should stand
See
them
this?
up.
I'm just thinking about the bit in the movie
Well,
where
the
they were
camera
small
angle,
enough that
the only thing is,
yeah.
like if I'm standing him up, you see
Move the
top of
camera,
his head.
man.
Hmm?
Move the camera. Or is it
Oh, the
fixed?
camera's,
Is it fixed?
No, the camera's positioned on my mic stand.
Oh, I see.
So
I'm just thinking of that bit in the movie where they could all fit, all four of them could fit on his backside, and I'm like, well, this scale difference is a little different. This one
Yes.
could take him down. Calvin Lee Carpenter on Facebook says, I hope that in Rise of the Beasts they give them organic forms instead of metal. Yeah, me too. I think that's half of the point, so I hope they do that. Yeah.
Oh, then we
This is
can
a
get
big guy.
Megatron picking up his skin.
Yeah. I said when Spin first unboxed this guy, I'm like, I'm glad that we're over like having tiny leaders because these Dinobots have all been gigantic as far as leader class guys go.
For real. Okay, so I guess it's my turn to unbox or what?
So that Power Glide transformed within like 3 seconds, compared to probably like a newer one that would be like 36 steps.
Yeah, I will say, like, if you go back and forth on that a few times, it will click eventually. You'll figure it out, and you'll learn the tricks. That's how I do it,
Yeah.
Eventually, it'll be like fluid.
I feel like I'm being ignored here.
No, we're not ignoring you.
I just said, is it my turn to unbox or what's going on here?
We're just admiring the large dinosaur.
Well, I got a Dinobot too that I want to transform.
Admiring the large dinosaur because apparently our interests haven't changed from when we were like 5.
I know. Hey man, what about me? Who's never paid attention to me? It's
Ooh, nice. He's
gonna
gonna
bite
eat
his
him.
head off, man. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I got Dinobots upstairs right now.
Yeah. There we
That's
go.
I hear that? They're
That's,
trampling right now.
quite a size comparison.
Yeah. Can he fit in his mouth? Oh gosh, that is quite the size comparison.
Well, let's see.
Oh. Oh yeah, and he can stay up.
That is funny.
That's just fun.
Wow. Oh yeah, a lot of fun you could have with characters. I like this.
Yeah. I mean, this guy probably isn't terribly articulated. Not that he needs to be. He's probably just his legs and his jaw, right?
Yeah.
He's just a big potato.
I just turned around for 2 seconds. This guy's already eating Power Glide. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, he had him beside him, and I was like, "Can he fit in his mouth?" And then he put it in
Seriously.
there.
Did they at least
Yeah.
put some Frank hot sauce?
You know, even
I don't know.
Daniel's like, I don't understand. Why are you eating Power Glide?
Oh wow!
Well, you know,
Excuse
the
me.
Dinobots weren't hard to piss off, and if you did, they'd pretty much indiscriminately fight people. You know.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yes. Now it's Mike's turn to do an unboxing.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I grew up in the ghetto,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna do my.
It was a hard life.
unboxing. It's a hard nut life. All right. So, do I go single here?
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
That's how we've been doing it for the other two.
So you're probably thinking, like, why is this boxed? Well, French. Look, because we're Canadian. See, French and English. And I had to do the maple brown sugar. So now I'm going to do my unboxing. And I'm going to grab my Dinobot. Oh, here's my slag.
The OG.
Gee.
With his
how
red
many
horns.
How many steps do I have to do? Not 32.
Excuse me.
So I guess
Yeah.
you know what? I decided to bring this guy on so we can do a bit of a comparison with the Dinobot that Michael has, or Spin, sorry, and the Dinobot that I have, and we can see some of the similarities or dissimilarities, I guess, right?
Yeah. I will say immediately, like, they got the same silhouette at least, so they both look like like each other very closely.
Well, they did a good job, like, recreating, majority of it, except for the horn, and obviously if you hear people in scream around, sorry, man, it's family day tomorrow. So
yeah, kids, it's fine.
Okay. Oh, you know what, guys? I'll be right back. Sorry.
Got to shrink them down, otherwise we're going to be looking at the back wall. There we go. Oh no, he's big again. There. Okay, small. Just looking at live feed of a dinosaur eating an airplane.
Yes.
Just gonna take a minute here to just show off Rodimus Prime and Lift Ticket next to each other, having the exact same color scheme, in the exact same layout.
Nice.
Blue windows, red car, yellow bit in the back. Is this just Hoist cosplaying as Hot Rod for Halloween?
It is.
Yeah, it's like, look, I'll even flare it out so it's got the same kind of V-shaped thing. Like,
secretly Hoist wanted to be Hot Rod. Everyone's like, "Who's Hot Rod?" It's like, don't worry, you'll find out who he is.
Hoist, like, at least I have painted wheel rims.
Wow, that's funny.
The one detail they left out of this guy.
Yeah, I don't understand like the Hot Rods and Rodimus where it's just like black wheels. I'm like, that's just a feature that's just kind of missing.
Yeah, and it's a weird one. Like, I got the Studio Series Hot Rod here. They painted his wheels.
Right.
They just got left out of this guy for some reason. And it's weird because he's otherwise, like, as I've said before, multiple times, talking about how much I like this. It's otherwise like a very, very complete figure where they just threw everything in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder if there was like an engineering reason why they couldn't be painted based on how they're like used or something. Maybe, because like the back wheels got to cram into his feet in a way that could maybe scratch some paint if they were painted, and these ones like split and fold back. So maybe they just left the paint off because it would have like chipped or scratched or something based on how he transformed. This is just me spitballing though.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
You're back.
What
right?
other I'm going to say this. What other YouTuber, I guess, if you want to call that, live have to deal with their kids?
Plenty, I'm sure.
So don't say our show is not unpredictable. I'll tell you that right now. Real life situations and how we have to deal with them.
This is real life.
Exactly. So let's go back to my Dinobot, and
Yeah, as we see Unicron's feet on the other one.
I know, cheesy feet.
Yep.
All right. Oh, wrong guy.
Wrong guy.
What happened? I picked me. Pick me.
There you go.
There you go, my nudge. What happened now?
Your light said
You're
no
there.
more.
Yeah, I want
There
like
you go.
super huge, man. There we go. Okay, so if I'm not good holding this in front of the camera because I'm not used to holding things in front of the camera to make things, balance. Okay,
Yeah,
so here we
yeah,
go.
That was a challenge.
Yeah, so we got an original Dinobot here, obviously slag or sludge or whatever you want to call him now. Is an OG, but if you can tell, the articulation on here is not bad, and even the plastic that they did, like the clear plastic, as you can see, yeah, they did a really good job. Something futuristic. And you still have all the little pieces here. And this one, actually, I have to admit, this particular Dinobot has stood the test of time. None of the loose, what's called, limbs or anything like
Joints.
that. Thank you. Because my other Dinobot, which one is it again? You know when they made those two new Dinobots? The one that flies, the other one is...
Swoop.
Snarl.
Snarl, thank you. I keep on forgetting. His leg joint on his became like very loose and all that, and I had to like kind of glue it. So let's do his transformation. If I remember correctly.
This was me with my figures.
And this is the only part that I hate was his legs. Right? Sorry, I had to go off camera here. Because you got to make sure that the tail, right? Because the tail gets in the way, and then you got to like. There we go. And then I'm gonna pull an Anthony. I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna put the leg over here.
I do mutter.
Right.
Yes, I do mutter to myself while I'm changing things like that.
And then we're gonna put the leg here, and we're gonna open up the bag, and put his mouth down, and then we pull out his arms, hands. Now, fortunately, I don't have his weapons because his weapons are in a box stored somewhere deep down in my basement, and I don't feel like looking for that stuff. So,
bottom levels of Cybertron.
Exactly, and there you go. So did I win?
Ah.
And here's the transformation. Sorry. And there's your Dinobot. Oh, sorry. There we go.
Is it having spent a long time just staring at the new one? It's interesting to see like how things are interpreted differently. Like the other one's going for animation accuracy, so he's like a lot more red in the torso, whereas this has got like the black head and stuff.
Like I feel so awkward trying to hold this thing straight in the camera.
Yeah.
You see,
so he's just like I gotta go articulation, right?
Yeah. So here we go. So we did this in what, like in 5 steps?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
pretty much. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's an elegant simplicity to it.
There is, but you want to know something? What they did was spins. They kind of pretty try to keep it true to the Dinobot, obviously the bot mode, right? And if you kind of look at the robot mode as well too, I think they did a good job to try to keep it true to the actual 80s toy and obviously to the cartoon as well, right? So. And there's a comparison. Like if we can get Mike, do you have your slag there? Let's do a side by side here.
There we go.
Let's do a side by side.
Wow, you got him back that fast?
Yeah, like funny enough, it's supposed to be 32 steps. Going in dinosaur mode, which took like an hour. 32 steps back in robot mode took me like 2 minutes.
Jeez, that's impressive. Yeah, you can just directly compare them side by side there. It's I like how like there's differences, like the proportions are different, but like broadly speaking, it's still the same thing, really.
Yeah.
Like the same like torso shapes, the same kind of arm shapes. The wings are a bit different, but like the colors are a bit remixed, but like it's all still there.
Yeah. Well,
It's
they
still
went
very
with the yellow.
recognizable.
Yeah, so they have the yellow foot, obviously cartoon accuracy,
Hmm.
and the 84, they have the gold, right?
Yeah,
But seriously,
yeah,
if you look side
yeah,
by side,
yeah.
there's not that much of a
It's interesting because
difference.
there's like a couple of abstractions here because you had the one you got which came first and then the cartoon like abstracted that design for animation
Hmm.
and changed some stuff, and then the studio series one is specifically abstracted after the animation, so it's like 2 layers removed.
Hmm.
And the funny thing is, I actually have the animated one downstairs again in the bottom, in beneath of Cybertron there in my basement. I was
Yeah,
looking for it, and I just couldn't find it, but I wanted to take it out. I wasn't gonna open it because I still have it in package, but I just wanted to take it out so you can see because it's in Dinobot mode, right? But yeah,
yeah,
like I said, they did a pretty good job trying to keep it as to the original. The head is also still in, his mouth. Let's just say, you got the red head,
yeah,
obviously with the black head, like you mentioned before. But otherwise, you still got the reds. You still got the hands with the yellow, but mine's gold. And the top part is yellow goldish, which is the same here. And if you turn, Mike, can you turn yours backwards just to compare it,
yeah.
like the
I wonder what
backs?
the backs look like compared to each other.
And again, you still okay, even though my tail is going up, the tail's going down there, but you still have, the two sides opening, and it's pretty much very similar.
Hmm.
Obviously I got empty space here down here by the foot, right? Where you have where it's filled in. But again, it's very similar.
Yeah, because I can see
Yeah,
the
yeah,
difference between the G1 to this one is just how they have the feet kind of locked in. Let me see if I can get the camera back in place here.
Yeah, I could only spread the legs just a tad,
Right.
right?
hmm
Like, as you see how they're together here, and then now they're a little separate now, right? But overall, aesthetically, I think they did a really good job in honoring both the cartoon accuracy and also the toy from '84, right?
Right.
So I
yeah,
have
yeah.
to give them a thumbs up, not just only a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, and you know what? A little bit of whiskey too, some
Yeah.
whiskey down. There you go. Mm.
Yeah. So there's
Very
that
nice.
one difference in terms of the feet between this guy and NG1.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll put
yeah.
mine back up
Whereas you
here too.
can, yeah, you could see the feet. The dinosaur feet are still on the outside.
Yeah.
Whereas like on this guy, you have the two tabs, and there we go, and you flip it in.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like so now the dinosaur feet are hidden.
Right. Yeah, and as mine is still visible here.
Yeah.
Right.
I bet
Yeah.
you that's just because like the animation model probably hides them. So the designers of this new one were like, all right, so we got to engineer a way to make those go away.
Yep.
Yeah, but again, I know mine's gold, yours yellow, but gold, yellow, tomato, tomato, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like a stickler on that. But no, they did a really good job. I have to admit, they did a really good job on doing that. Maybe
Yeah.
some people may not like it. That's okay. You're allowed
Yeah.
to like or dislike. But we got to state the facts. They
Mhm.
kept a really good,
Yeah.
honoring both. Go ahead,
Yeah,
you guys take
I
over.
heard good things about this one. One thing I was saying was at the start of this was the Grimlock they did was very much like slightly scaled down from the masterpiece figure. It had the
Mm.
same transformation and engineering. So with
Mhm.
this this guy, we're basically looking at what a masterpiece slag would look like. Um,
Interesting.
because yeah, because if the Grimlock was just the masterpiece but a little smaller and just like 2% simpler, then this is the same sort of deal, right? It's just a pseudo masterpiece basically.
No, the reason why I say interesting because that Dinobot was what $67.99 plus tax.
Yeah, something like that.
Canadian.
Right. So
Canadian.
if you had, I know, if you had to choose between an MP, let's just say, and this particular one that Mike has or Spin has, what would you go for? Which one would you decide to go for?
Yeah. At least in the case of this guy, I'm like, well, they're pretty much already there. Just since they're already reusing engineering and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why not get the one that you can just get off of a store shelf for double digits instead of off the internet for triple digits,
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree. It kind of goes back to what we said last week as well too about the size, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're on a budget, why not get something that fits your budget nicely and it's almost empty, engineered, right?
Right.
That's what I do. I jokingly said at some point during this broadcast, know your limit, play within it. Just, stick to your budget.
Um, what do I say to that? We're not promoting gambling here, so I don't want OLG copywriting us. But again,
Yeah.
that's a public service announcement. There you go. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Ooh. Just saved ourselves there. All right.
I'm trying to. I don't think this is going to work because I don't see any connection points. But I'm trying to stick this guy inside Rodimus Prime's trailer. It's not quite working. It looks nice, but it's not secured or anything.
Yeah. No, you know what? It fits right. Like if it actually connected, that looks like it belongs there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be able to. I mean, I need to mess around, but I might be able to make something here work. There's tabs here, there's tabs here. Maybe I can find a piece from a figure that can act as an adapter. I want to see if I can solve it because visually it looks great.
No, that looks fantastic because even where his mufflers, I guess side mufflers there, they actually line up right next to his doors.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't notice this until Spin asked about it, but they did use the exact same shade of red plastic on this guy as this one, so it does seem a little bit deliberate. But even though, like I said, this is a Diaclone homage, it's got nothing to do with Hot Rod.
Interesting.
Let's see if I can fit this in here somewhere. Yeah. Oh, and just for comparison's sake, this is Russian Ravage in his Panther mode, Shadow Panther in his Panther mode. Yeah, they have nothing to do with each other, believe it or not. They are totally separate characters, though they are retooled from the same figure. So, those front legs are the same, those back legs are the same, some of the stuff in the middle is the same, but these two are not the same.
I wonder how to get this to focus.
Yeah. I need to play around with this more, see if I can get it to focus. But yeah, now I want to see if I can engineer this guy to connect.
Yeah, I know. Like I said,
I was going to say,
once you bring it down. Bring down the PD. What is it called again now? PDF. I don't know. A PDF. That's a file.
Yeah. I was saying, these
so,
might just be repaints of things.
Listen, I'm sorry for today because today I literally had one amazing Jane and Finch moment, and so
any Jane and Finch moment you can walk away from is an amazing Jane and Finch moment.
Yeah. So if I'm a little perplexed and not really in, or my mind's scattered a bit, I do apologize for that. So, but at least I'm glad I was able to finally unbox my 84, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OG. No, mine's OG, not yours. You can hold it all you want, baby.
Yeah. New school of OG.
This is where it's at.
And something completely random.
There you go.
Just for the heck of it. Oh, that's a good face. Look at that face.
Yeah, okay, that's wow.
That's a little flag, baby.
Yeah.
Little flag.
Yours needs to focus.
Oh, I'm focused, baby. You know what we gotta do one day? Honestly, we just gotta sit down like on a carpet, right, and just have a camera, and we just lay down, like literally, like put it this way, just like get your bucket of Transformer, and just like lay down, and just start playing with it, and you will see like 3 or 4 grown men just playing with the Transformers. It'd be like you see that the what's it called, the Fireplace channel.
Oh yes,
that's all we just do. Like we'll just loop it and dupe it and what's it called? Just sit there and just play with our toys, and people are gonna watch it like, look at these fools here. You know, these old people here playing with their Transformers, and then you know what? I guarantee 2 minutes later, they'll be grabbing their Transformers and joining it and playing with their toys.
Yeah, just straight up.
Exactly right.
It's like, this is so relaxing.
I was saying the good thing about
and hold on
characters like this,
and a glass of whiskey, that helps too.
I think Calvin agrees.
The good thing about randos, yeah, he agrees. It can be whoever you want.
Exactly. Well, it's not be whoever you want. You're just being you with your Transformers. Be you with your Transformers.
I totally agree with that.
Right? Let's hear it. We got to do that one day. Hey, Calvin, if you want, you could jump in with us too.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's power. Golai.
See? Like, how fun is that? We're just sitting here and just playing with the toys. But I got to
put this guy back in his.
So are we going to do that? No, okay. And on honesty now, like all joking aside, but that's still a great idea. We got to do that. Are we going to do an episode where we just grab all of our collection and just start going through it?
For sure.
Oh, that would take me forever, but I would definitely do that. Yeah,
that's true.
Okay.
I still question this Daniel though. This Daniel is it's quite funny.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, he's got like he's an egg.
Yeah, like it's just a little
he's
egg.
An egg.
Is that Dr. Evil?
You should like. It's like if you didn't care about his value, you should take like a Sharpie and just draw a smiley face on that.
I was. You see that's great minds think alike. I was thinking that just a second ago. Like I was going to draw a little smiley face on it, but at the same time, like this is almost like a retro robot style.
Yes,
like
I was going to say
the eyes, and that's the mouth right there.
Yep. I was gonna about to say that. That's a good call, Mike.
That's what's her name again? Not Nancy, not Lucy. What's her name from the Jetsons? The robot.
Oh, the maid.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name either.
Wasn't it Lucy? Oh, look, Kevin said this coming Sunday I can join everyone.
Nice.
Where'd you go?
Oh, sorry, I clicked it.
Point out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just want to point out Shadow Panther's robot mode again, where he looks like a psycho killer with his skull mask and his axe.
You know, I'm telling you, what we got to do.
Don't call me Ravage.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Don't call him Ravage ever, or else you're going to get it.
Ravage.
What the Ravage is going on here? I wish they gave us a better version.
Calvin says.
A bigger version.
Oh, which one? I don't know which guy he's talking about. They did a Masterpiece Shadow Panther because they did a Masterpiece Cheetor, so they just repainted him. So
he's probably talking about Daniel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they're doing the little transforming one in Studio Series now. They said at the time, they said during the live stream the other day, they were like, they only made the little Daniel because they weren't sure at the time if they were going to get to do the core class guys. But yeah, they're making a proper transforming one now in Studio Series. It's just a little guy, but it's better than that one because it has knees and a clear dome and can change into his little alternate mode like he did in the movie. So it's coming.
So basically what they did, they pulled an Apple. So this is your Apple One Daniel. So when Apple 2 comes out, I got to get that now, right? So
yeah. Difference is I don't think anybody was buying Slug for the little Daniel minifigure. They just kind of threw it in,
Yeah, no, seriously. You know what we got to do, honestly? We how many panels are we allowed to have on here? 4, right?
I think more than that.
Yeah, we get to invite like everybody, and have like 100 panels of just grown ass man playing with the Transformers.
That's what the episode will be called. Ooh, Huffer.
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay, that's a good scale.
Yeah.
Huffer the Puffer.
Huffer to this guy, like that is quite a size difference.
So you know what?
Quite a glow up.
But here's the funny part. That's the original Huffer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're going to buy toys based on size or scale, like last week we were talking about, there you go. So you're gonna have to get a studio, series slag or sludge, and then you gotta get an 84 Huffer.
Actually, then there's this guy.
Who is that?
Leader 1.
I don't. Is it
McDonald's Transformer.
Covers.
Oh.
Based on the GoBot Leader 1. With Starscream colors.
And he's about the same height as Huffer. So I mean, I've had this guy since I think like 83 or 84.
Just want to point out, I was changing lift ticket back to robot mode, and I arrived at this amusing state where there's just like a tiny little head on top instead of the robot head. Speaking
That
of
looks
GoBot
funny.
Things,
Yeah, that looks exactly like a GoBot.
I know,
just like a little sensor bar.
Which
out properly.
That reminds me of what I have to try to do with this guy now.
You know what?
You
guys are getting me upset. Right? Like I gotta go upstairs and like grab like my toys now. Like what the hell?
Yeah. Well, I just like.
I gotta.
This is just the new stuff I unboxed.
Yeah, I see. Here's my issue,
Right.
guys. I don't like unboxing my toys. Sounds weird.
Oh,
doesn't
I
it?
do. T-posing slug.
Yeah. Lamppost.
Oh, we're going back to hashtag.
Oh, lamppost.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
let me see if I can lamppost these guys. Yeah, okay,
I can't
I'm gonna
lamppost
try that.
mine.
Wait.
I can't lamppost mine.
Okay, wait.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. For
Wait.
real.
I can lamppost with his horns.
Oh, and actually, he nice. He perfectly lampposts.
Hold on.
This is
Wait. I
Quite
got
a
his
funny.
horns. Wait. Hold on. Wait, Mike. Look, I lamppost with his horns. There you go.
Oh yeah, because you can hide his fists.
Yep, you lampposted his horns.
That works.
Yeah, so there you go. Like I hate this camera stuff, man. Everything's in reverse.
That's exactly the issue I've been having, where it's like everything's reverse and seems upside down.
I know, and you figure because I have dyslexia, this should be easy for me.
You know what? Some in one of the other stream programs, there's actually a setting to correct that. But never really had to focus on it till now. But here we go, lampposting
Okay, so-
slug. Oh gosh,
Here's lift ticket lampposted.
like he looks like a communications tower.
Yeah, he's got like antennas on him now, just because I
Yeah.
flipped his arms around the other way.
Well,
Let's
I'm
grab
gonna lamppost my whiskey first. So give me a second.
Let's get Shadow Panther.
Well, for sure you can't lamppost Huffer. Like he just doesn't have the articulation for that.
That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I can give him multiple. Oh, this is gonna be good. Let me just.
So what did we talk about in the first hour, if you don't mind me asking?
Just a tiny bit of news, and then I went straight into unboxing my stuff.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about the trailer for the new show, a little bit about an upcoming Nick Roche comic, just a couple other things.
So they're basically saying Beast Wars. Did you guys talk about Beast Wars? Or sorry, not Beast War, Beast Rising?
Rise of the Beasts.
Yeah,
I
Rise
mean,
of the Beast. Sorry.
Nothing new to say about that. It's still
hold on, I heard something. So basically, what they want to do is this. No, with Beast Rising, they want to make it into a trilogy now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because like that's one of those things where like that's producers talking. I would love for that to happen. I'm also like, let me see. Let's get one out there first, and then pay attention to that.
And there is more. So they're saying that this is really a reboot. So Bumblebee is Transformer 1 now because they don't want to do nothing at all with the Bay universe. They're not going to continue it. They're not going to, like, you know how he had the what's it called? Agent. No,
That's a little distressing.
That's like breakdancing post. And they were saying that. So what was the last one again? The last night. So they're basically saying that is officially done. So they're not going to even bother touching on that because they had the horn of unicorn popping out, right? And how they ended it off. So they're not going to touch that at all. So they're literally saying that Bumblebee is the first Transformer. It is a complete reboot, and it was Beast Rising. They want to make that into a trilogy. So that's the scoop that I got.
I always knew Bumblebee was a reboot. Oh yeah.
No, they were
I
saying
always knew it was a
Bumblebee.
reboot watching it.
Yeah, but they were trying to say it was a soft reboot. They wanted to test it out first just to make sure if everybody liked it or not, kind of thing. And on top of it as well, too, they're going to do a prequel. That, like, okay, I know they mentioned this already before, but they are going to do a prequel to Bumblebee, and that is going to be completely CGI based on Cybertron. That is going to happen.
Yeah, Transformers one.
Yeah, so they literally say that is going to happen. So, which is really good to hear, right? So that's the Transformer movie news update for the hour. And back to our lamppost.
The last night
the
is
most
good
gothic
night.
lamppost we've ever seen.
Oh gosh! Wow.
Back to you, Anthony.
And also, if I flip this head down, I accidentally created a scary bug face with a big mouth. Look at that.
Oh wow.
That is something that would scare away like other animals and bugs for sure.
Yeah, and I gave him his long legs. So this is actually just a terrifying insect that I've invented.
Nice.
I just realized that I just dropped some news on the Transformer movies, and you guys kind of like just brushed it off.
No, I was just doing this while you said that.
I'm just
like, I always considered the Bumblebee movie to be a reboot, so it's really nice to get it like confirmed because it's really obviously what they were going for. And I knew that Rise of the Beast was going to be a direct sequel because they just showed a piece of merchandise that was intended for the movie, and it shows Optimus Prime's robot mode there, and it looks exactly like the Bumblebee one, so like it's the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that they're finally deciding to just move on because, like, it's not even out of dislike for the Michael Bay movies. It's just Bumblebee was obviously such a different beast that I'm glad it gets to be its own thing. Like, it didn't feel like them in style or tone. So if they manage to keep that new style and tone going, that's something I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Like back when this was announced, I was like, we got to come up with our 90s playlists. I hope they do that.
Yeah, you know what? That'd be cool because if we still kept our playlist, we actually remember we did that playlist obviously many shows ago. That'd be pretty cool that we can compare right, what they come up with. But you know what? I'm actually glad that they kind of went away from the Bay universe and decided to go with this new universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of wrap up with Unicron. And so it will kind of answer, to that question to the last night, right?
The faces of the future.
Right there.
And these are the crazy premium finished versions. Yeah.
Yeah, remember humans, you are looking at your new masters. You watch I don't know if Anthony saw this. Remember SCTV?
Oh yes,
I know. I don't remember the last time I watched it.
No, there was a skit or one of the episodes they were talking about like 3D for the scary movie, right? And exactly what Mike's doing right now. So they did this.
Yeah. That was their version of 3D.
3D. Oh, very scary. Hey, boys and girls.
Ahead of its time.
Man, I miss those shows. All right. Any other news to report?
Nick Roche is making a comic series called Transformers Last Bot Standing that stars Hot Rod, and Hot Rod is literally the last Autobot alive at the end of the war. And it might be like a distant future finale of IDW 2's Brian Ruckley's IDW thing, because it's ending soon.
Oh, wow.
So, but regardless, it's going to be written by Nick Roche of Wreckers fame, so that's going to be a crackerjack of a story starring my favorite character, so, you know.
So when it...
Absolutely down for that.
No, do you know when that's going to be hitting the shelves?
May.
Right.
It's a 4-issue miniseries, comes out in May. Last Bot Standing, starring Hot Rod as the last bot standing.
So we're not being confused with the last bot, meaning the last Autobot character, right? This is literally Hot Rod by himself, standing, saying, "I'm all by myself."
Yeah, that seems to... Well, we don't know much about it because we're keeping it under wraps, but that is the pitch in the solicits. Like, Hot Rod's the last one. The war's over, but everybody else is gone.
Wow.
And
that'd be a very interesting read.
Yeah. And so, you know,
then
I'm
he comes
looking...
to Earth, and then he comes to Earth, and he hooks up with Will Smith.
That'd be quite the partnership.
I know. Actually, that'd be pretty good. I would definitely like to read that. All right.
Yeah, me too.
Anything else?
Shout out to this guy for being cool.
Quickly find that one Metroplex post before we sign off.
See, I could have brought
really
that
nice
cherry
3D
breaker.
printed Metroplex.
See, I would have brought my. See, had I known you had this guy, I would have brought down my cherry breaker. Just to compare the two.
I remember they were selling the X Transbots version of this colorway on this guy at TFCON there. It was too big. I didn't have anywhere to put it, and then I knew they were coming out with this guy, so I grabbed this version instead.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No, I like it. It's a really solid figure.
Yeah.
Actually,
I really like the hoist.
Well, no, like, you know what I like is his little blaster there in his arm. It's pretty detailed. I like that.
Yeah. You could like take it out too if you want to give it to like his other hand or whatever, but it's made to look like it goes over it like on his TV show character model, or hoist, because this is just a straight repaint of it. I like this guy because he doesn't look like he can move, but like he can move.
Yeah, but the best figure, let's chair breaker. Come on, man, he's the OG there.
Yeah, I was never as into that character. I really liked Hoist as a character. I said this before. I liked Hoist and here's the original before they repainted him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, here's Hoist and Grapple. I liked their episodes on the original cartoon because I liked their personalities. Like, they were just these non-combatant guys just trying to get by. He's this mopey artist, and this guy's just like the cheery guy trying to cheer them up, and they just want to build their buildings and stuff. They're some of my favorites.
It's kind of like Fred and Barney.
Yeah, no, straight up, that was their vibe.
Yeah.
And I have this. I said this in the review that's going to come out tomorrow, not of this guy, but of Mutant Tigertron over here, where I'm like, I have a bit of a thing where, like, if I like a tooling like Kingdom Tigertron or Earthrise Hoist, if they do a funky repaint, I'm just going to grab it because I just like the figure that they made it from.
Oh, so speaking of your article, did you bust out the Rustables?
Yes and no. I posted that article with the pictures, but remember, I wrote it back in 2018. I don't actually own them anymore.
Oh, you got rid of them.
Yeah. I regret it now, though, especially after writing that article. This was at a time where I had way less storage shelf space for these things, and they were sitting around in storage, so I just let them go one TFCon, and years later I'm like, oh man, especially because like now the line like doesn't exist anymore because of Mass Toys going kaput.
Yeah, you know what? It's
It's-
hard. I get what you're saying. It's that's why for me sometimes I get really nervous when I want to get rid of one of my Transformers. Let's just say, like I want to sell it or whatever cases
Yeah.
to free up some space. So I can get another one, and I'm like, shit, am I going to regret this? Maybe that could be
doesn't
showing
happen to
stuff
me.
right there, right? It's. I've always been like that. Like for example, like I would never get rid of this guy. Like I will have all the I have all the Dinobots, right? So I'm not gonna get rid of this guy, but and one day I decide to, I need some space, or I'm gonna get rid of this guy. I will regret it, right? That's just flat out being the truth, being truthful, right? But
Mhm.
some of your other kind of regular bots that you may have, or you're not sure of, that's a tough call. It's always a tough call.
Yeah. I do say I do have a straight up policy of if anybody ever gifts me anything, as a gift, like I'm never getting rid of it. Like that's the stuff I'm not going to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot of extremely random figures that have been given to me by friends over the years that I'm just going to keep because I'm like, these were gifts from people that care. So
Yeah, like those are always special to hold on to.
yeah. Well, let me find one of the strangest things that I ever got as a gift, and I'm not gonna.
I'm guessing it's a Transformer.
Yeah. No. Yes, the strangest Transformer. So this is Nemesis Prime from the Age of Extinction Power Battlers line for kids, and somebody got it from me. This was only, even though this is like a kids line, this was only released in Japan, and so a friend imported it for me because I'm like, a good friend of mine, Andrew. So he like has no posability. He looks really weird, and he has a sword slashing gimmick.
Oh wow!
Where
Nice.
it looks cool from here, but you notice that his arms fold back, and a second set of arms with the sword come out.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and he changes into a truck and everything, but like this is a very strange figure, and it's absolutely something I would never have bought myself. But as a gift, it's great, and I'm never going to get rid of it just because it's so very weird and strange.
And hold on, that's Andrew from TFCON that we did, right?
No, different Andrew actually.
Okay.
Another friend of mine.
Speaking of TFCON,
Yeah.
I'm going to do a bit of a plug here. So, Comic-Con is a go, March 18th at the Metrotronic Convention Center.
Mm-hmm.
So
March 18th, like around the corner.
Yep. So
Oof, yeah.
they're selling tickets. I think they're selling tickets. And then March 18th, after March 14th, guess what? No more mask. So all the mandates will be lifted. No more mask. After the 14th of March. And on March 18th, we have Comic-Con. So I don't know what you guys are waiting for. Go get your ticket and go out and have a good time because it's well deserved. And it's about time. So,
Yes. Oh, and I saw the post for TFCON Toronto.
Mm-hmm. Out in June.
Yes, that is in June.
We might be heading there.
I believe so. Yeah. So actually, July 8th to the 10th.
Are we heading there? Are we going?
I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm. Seems
All
like
right,
the
let's
thing
do
to
it.
do. I say.
That's my 3Ds nodding yes. Let's do it.
Oh, so I found the 3D printed Metroplex.
Okay.
That's the image that I have here. So the person said it took them 1.5 years to build this from their 3D printing designs.
That's a lot of ink to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, people. I'm just joking.
There's it transformed.
Oh wait, hold on. What's the scale on this? Is this like a Titan Metroplex? Is this like a 84 Metroplex, or is this completely different? Oh wow, that's nice, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It looks like masterpiece scale based on those guys.
There we go.
Yeah,
So
no, that's masterpiece scale. Those are
Ooh.
masterpiece figures.
So this thing is like
imagine
ginormous.
How big that is,
Mhm.
yeah, to the scale of those guys.
Looks like he 3D printed a slammer too.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm guessing 6-gun probably assembles as well.
Oh gosh, I wonder how big that 6-gun is. 6-gun's like a Titan-sized figure itself with those guns.
Yeah, because I mean, look at like just his feet alone is like the size of like almost 3 primes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm what's that word? Speechless.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. I got something in my eye here. Hold on. Wow.
Oof.
Look at
I
that.
wonder what Devastator that is.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be the Combiner Wars one.
I was thinking about
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Holy moly! And the funny part,
Now do it again in orange to be Autobot City.
Yes.
Like people are gonna be looking at my forehead here while I'm looking at Metroplex. Damn, that is sweet. Yeah, I definitely want to know which Devastator that is, just to give you an idea. You think you could make me a copy? You think you could just hit like cut and paste and go?
Control C, Control V.
Wow, that is just freaking awesome, man. Look at that, eh? So clean too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look how clean that is.
So the joke is like, how much do you think that would cost if that were retail?
Here, take my kid. I don't care. I'll take it. I'll trade you for my kid. Especially the way they were behaving.
A new car.
Damn. I'm trying to put it in scale with the TV stand that he has in the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because you know how sometimes you're the perception of the view can be skewed because of that,
right?
Like for example, you see what I mean? Like this cup now is the same size as my head. You get what I mean?
Actually, which hot rod is that?
I want to see this.
Wow.
That's Masterpiece Rodimus Prime. And the smaller Masterpiece Hot Rod is up in the front. I want to see the transformed version of this next to a human adult man, just to see what the height is.
I would say that's at least the height of probably a 7-year-old child.
I will walk him every day to school.
Yeah, imagine if he 3D printed a Trypticon to go with him and managed to get the walking action to work on him.
Fuck. Where did he live again? No, even Cal. Look, we got Calvin on Facebook saying, "Wow, there's your bigger and better version right there, Calvin."
Yeah.
Holy! I'm trying to look at the TV in the back too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am floored. Well, I'm actually sitting down, but I am floored. I still like that. Right?
Yeah, like attention to detail.
Go back. Hold on. Go back, Mikey. Like with Daniel and Spike there, like sitting in the little control office. Go back one more time back. Yeah, like look at that, eh? Look, there's my Canadian coming out right there, eh? Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. That's like attention to detail.
Yeah.
And in words of Nicolas Cage, that's high praise. Mm-hmm. That is high praise.
Just like attention to detail with when I put out the Blitzwing video last week for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And someone commented that now they understand why the football came with one of the versions of Blitzwing.
Oh yeah, one of the third-party ones.
Mm-hmm.
They should have called it Zone Defender.
Look at behind, just right behind him. You see Prowl in Optimus Prime on the TV
Like
stand?
Prowl is about the size of Metroplex's hand. Or
Right.
actually, yeah, Metroplex could hold Prowl. And that almost looks like a G1 Prime. So he could fit inside of Metroplex's hand. So now imagine how big this Metroplex is.
Well, boys and girls, this solves another mystery on sizing. Holy shit.
I would say the person who designed this, the fact that they made that they scaled Metroplex this size, considering in the season 4 or quote unquote season 4, the rebirth intro, when they show it Metroplex, Bruticus is the size of Metroplex's hand.
Oh, you know what? That would have been so cool if we saw Bruticus right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I wish this guy put like a combiner next to him, just to give it, or like the Titan Metroplex, just to give it a bit of a scale. Damn. Well, who's this person? What's this person's name? Who did this?
Let's see.
Juan Jose Quinones.
Juan, mi amigo Juan. Son familia, Juan. Dale, dame una Metroplex también, loco.
Let's see. And which group was this from? This was from the G1 Forever group.
Juan. I want one, Juan. Yes, I can get away with saying that. So in case you PC people try to cancel me, I'm Latino, so I can get away with that. But Juan, I want one, Juan. Okay, Juan, you're gonna make me one. I want one, Juan. Let's do this, Juan. No, but with all due respect, Juan, that is beautiful. That was a great job. That's just fantastic, man. Like, we're not worthy kind of moment right there for you.
That's a nice looking truck.
I just really quick. Yeah, this is just that weird, funky Nemesis toy that I just quickly flipped it to truck mode.
Yeah, but still, that was
just the last
sweet.
night one. Yeah, and the robot mode has that funky gimmick. And I'm like, this is a solid little novelty thing that my friend got me that I'm always gonna keep because it came from a friend, and also it's this type of strange thing I would not have purchased on my own.
So, are you trying to say that we're watching Metroplex, and now you're like right back to you? Hey, friend Andrew, can you buy me another Transformer when you come back? I really love you.
I'm just doing this while we're marveling at that.
No, it is nice.
Like I said,
it is nice.
I want to know
like,
what it is,
in
the size of that thing.
No, in truck mode, that actually looks pretty sweet. So, Andrew, I complimented you, and you can bring me one too. I'll take one. Thank you.
Import another one from Japan.
Hey, I'll take anything, man. Beggars cannot be choosers.
That is correct.
Right? But I'll stop begging. All right. So what are we coming up? Because I'm super tired. If you guys want to stay, it's up to you. But I gotta.
Oh no, I
had an interesting night tonight, so I want to go to bed. But again, I want to give a big shout out to all of our viewers that will watch, that are watching it now for sure, and then are going to be watching it, in the future. Mm-hmm. So this is us in the past saying thank you to the future as well. Again, if you can help us out, please, pretty please, if you can hit the like button, smash that subscribe button, because that's the terminologies all these kids are using. Smash it, hit it, like it, whatever. Also, comment below, like all of our beautiful people that's been commenting during this our live stream, which again, thank you so much. We're always appreciative of that. So it can help with the YouTube algorithm. What is this algorithm? Algorithm. What is it? What is it? Breakdancing rhythm? Like, what is it like? We're gonna algorithm.
I don't know, but apparently it's important.
We're gonna, I don't know, whatever. Who cares? Anyways, so yeah, if you can help the algorithms. So comment.
What is the conversations of AIs taking over the world?
Okay, so So comment, like it, subscribe, and hopefully we don't get any Terminators.
Correct. Skynet.
Okay. There you go.
Mhm.
Did I cover that? Did I do it right, guys?
It sounds like you did it right.
Okay.
Mm.
And then the funny part is I got Slag over here pointing his gun right at me. I did okay, all right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I've never seen those Decepticons before. Well, we're going to dynamite them. that is Dinobot speaking.
I feel
We will dynamite them.
I was just
Dynamite.
all right, so Mr. Anthony.
What is
This
upcoming
is
for
tomorrow's
tomorrow?
review.
Yeah. Who's that?
Mutant Tigertron from the Golden Disc Collection, which is
Are we allowed-
Tigertron with a...
Wait. Are we allowed to say mutant? Because I don't want Marvel next minute, copywriting us.
Mutant is not a trademarked word.
It is. Because you have
Is
DC.
it?
Yeah, DC use meta. Because that's just meta.
Mutation.
Mutation. Okay, there we go. Or what about Ninja Turtles? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Anthony's just waiting for me to shut up.
No,
Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
I was just this guy. Mutant Tigertron from the Golden Disc Collection. Got the creepy head, got the prototype colors. Gonna look at that and compare it to the original over here, which I've already said is a really nice Kingdom figure.
That is nice.
You know, it's a dark reflection, or rather an orange creamsicle reflection.
Was it tail
Next
whipping
Friday, I guess. Pardon?
Were they like tail whipping each other there? Is that what they had in their hands, or tails? Did I see that correctly?
Tail and a gun.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Friday, digging out from the archives, Calidus Luminous, Mastermind Creations take on Lost Light Hot Rod. And,
Nice.
Yeah. And beyond that, I don't know. I got a big pile of things. Probably Golden Disc Collection Pterosaur. Beast Wars' answer to Starscream. Same screechy voice, same desire to take over, same changing into an aerial alt mode. It's Monday after this one.
Nice.
And beyond that, who knows?
Yes.
Who knows?
But you know what? I'm going to give a shout out to the Lost Light comic book. I know we talked about this before. That's actually a really good comic book series. So if you get a chance, people pick that up, have it a read. It's good. It's a really good story.
It won legit awards from the writing industry. I don't remember which ones, but it did.
No, it was a really good series. So where can we find all this fantastic stuff?
I'm glad you asked. You can find it at Children of Primus. Google it, and Google will take you there. We're pretty high up there now, so.
And
classifieds, we got the news and reviews.
Exactly. So while you're reading some news and reviews, you can also post some of your Transformers on our classified site for free. I don't know how many times I get to say this. Free.
And you know what? Next week, maybe we can jump back on tech specs, and jump back into the comic books as you are now entering the Headmasters mini series.
Free. Did I say free, Mike?
Free.
You said free.
I don't know. I'm just trying to count how many times I got to say free for people to understand it's free.
But do you get paid to say free? Therefore, is it free?
It's free.
It is free.
Well, do I look like a funny? Do I look funny to you? I'm telling you, it's free. Look at my face. It's free. I don't know. Whatever. Don't you that? It's up to you. I'm not trying to twist your arm or anything like that.
Oh, shout out to Calvin.
Yes.
Shout out to Toy Warp Vintage Reviews.
Hold on, wait, Calvin. Before we go, Calvin, are you going to jump on with us next week?
Next week, Sunday.
Yeah. I just want to make sure he's going to jump on. So that's the invitation. Let us know so we can get everything ready for you.
We'll send you the invite link.
Yep, because we got to remind people as well too that other people. Oh, he said, "Yep, I like it." There we go. So Calvin, he said, "Yep, awesome." I'm glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to kind of re-emphasize the whole purpose of this show. Is this show is not just only about us, but it's also for our viewers. It's also for our viewers to jump on, which we had other guests. And when I say guests, other viewers that are making comments, just like Calvin, I want people like yourselves to jump on and talk about whatever you want when it comes to your Transformers, and to make the show a community show. Right? Am I wrong to say that? I don't think I'm wrong to say that.
No, you're correct, sir.
And Calvin, I would also suggest the crew that you have within your circles, if they're available to jump on next Sunday as well, let them jump on. Because I have been looking out for your guys' show, but I didn't see an alert for one because I wanted to jump on one of your guys' streams. So
Yeah,
you and the crew are more than welcome to come over and we'll just talk Transformers.
yeah, you and your crew, man. You make me bust up my cardboard box.
Gonna bring out some Blaster Jazz Soundwave cardboard box tracks.
I still got the moves for a guy that's 45.
Cool.
All right, everybody.
Let them know.
Okay, guys, I'm going to say thank you to everybody again. Hit us up.
Mm-hmm.
Go to our website, childrenofprimus.com. Obviously, we're on YouTube. Obviously, we're on Twitch. Obviously, we're on Facebook. And you can grab the link on Twitter as well, too. Join us. Have fun with us. Make fun of us. Whatever you want to do. I'll leave it up to you. You can even meow if you want.
Yes.
You can have a cat that's called
She's going on
Pepperoni.
about something.
Cats are welcomed on the show.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pepperoni or anchovy, whatever you want, you can bring it on. So
Pepperoni pizza pie.
there you go.
Nice.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Come here. Come here.
I'd like to say
Thank
peace
you.
out.
Let me
And
show
we'll
her
see
off
you next
before we
week,
go.
and hopefully we're gonna have some guests joining as well too. And there's good old
And
pepperoni.
Pepperoni will probably make another appearance.
Awesome.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.